go. Draft night number 2. Friday night, we are underway. The draft is underway. I am Sarah Ellison. Bobby Trossett is out today. I know it's killing him to miss all this action because so much is going on. So much is going on. I got you. We're going to be talking about this draft as it goes on. We are now with the Giants who are on the clock. So far, let's just review. We're going to talk about who's been picked, who's still there. And let me tell you something. I've seen you in the chat. And I love that you guys are there before we even go live. It's so awesome to see you guys talking, waiting for us to come in. But I see you because you know what? We're seeing the same thing. Denzel Boston is still there, wide receiver out of Washington. That's something. But we've got a lot of picks until the Ravens go. So we'll see how long he lasts. But here, let me pull this up here so we can all take a look together. We also, as we look at this, I wanted to come on a little bit early before the Ravens pick because I wanted to talk about with you all some of the things that have been going on today since the last time we chatted. And the Giants have taken Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee. But since the last time we chatted, Venga has touched down in Baltimore. He had a press conference earlier today, which I'm going to kind of share some of the things that stood out there. Let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. A little bit bigger there. And let me put my face like that. Okay. So here we go. We're going to see this live tracker as we're talking. So here we go. Dezon Stripling was the first pick of the second draft or the second round of the draft to the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals have taken guard Chase Bizantitz. Okay. Not so worried about guards anymore. The rest of the NFL, they can do whatever they want with the guards. We got our guard. He was great listening to him again today. Bills then take TJ Parker out of Clemson, edge defender. Texans then go get Caden McDonald, the Ohio State defensive tackle. And as I just mentioned moments ago, Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee. That's who the Giants pick up, the next guy that John Harbaugh has added to his New York Giants. Raiders, sounds like the pick is in. Browns are on the clock. I don't see the Raiders here just yet. And yes, I know I destroyed his name. And you know what? I'm probably going to destroy a lot of names tonight. So you buckle in and have fun with that and laugh at me all you'd like. We'll go look over here at the prospects. You can see who's rated based off of their grades by NFL.com, who's at the top of the board. We'll see just what the Ravens board looks like once they're on the clock. But yeah, I see it, you guys. Denzel Boston is sitting there. Jermod McCoy is sitting there. Ravens could use a cornerback. Zion Young, I wouldn't hate that, obviously, out of Missouri. We've been talking about him. That could be a second-round pick. There's a linebacker, Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas. Avian Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson. I wouldn't hate that. Like, look at this. The Ravens have so many needs. A lot of these guys could be taken. I can tell you right now, Femi Aiyamadeja, who's going to join me right after the Ravens make their second-round pick, he and his mock drafts had Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker out of Texas Tech, as one of his mock draft selections there. So there's a lot going on. We will keep our eye on everything that's happening as we do so. Yes, Venga Yane tipped down in Baltimore on a private plane earlier today. Here's a look at him. It looks like that private plane. Is that a Steve Bisciotti special? I did see reporters say that Bisciotti was in the building at the auditorium during his press conference. And it's just a thing of beauty. I don't think I'll ever be coming out of a private jet. What a wonderful thing that would be. Okay, it looks like the Raiders pick is in. Trade in Stukes, Arizona. So that's a safety. Yes, take all the safeties. Take all the safeties that you would like. Crap. Akron Jackson who reports for The Athletic, just tweeted that the Browns are going to take wide receiver Denzel Boston. So there goes our dream for Denzel Boston. That's who the Browns are going to take. That's what Twitter is saying. That's what Akron Jackson is saying. So we're going to have to move on to somebody else. That was exciting for about 2 minutes. That was exciting for about 2 minutes. He did not make it to number 45, but there are other options. Anyway, back to Yane. We'll keep a look on the draft and how it's moving. We're going to be multitasking tonight. That's the fun of draft night with how things are moving. But man, I loved the Ravens put up kind of this pump up video of Venga and the things that he said and others have said since that pick. If you're not excited about this man right here and the nastiness he brings to the field and the protection he will bring for Lamar Jackson, then I suggest you watch this. Get excited. This is a potentially perennial Pro Bowl guard that Lamar Jackson will have in front of him for years to come.
If you could spell it out.
I know that.
Of course, the Ravens get him.
The kid at Penn State.
The best, nastiest offensive lineman in the draft.
Well, how about that pick?
Hey, what's up, big dog?
Yo, what's up, man? You made the right pick. I'm telling you, you made the right pick.
This is a Baltimore Ravens pick if you could spell it out.
I know that.
Of course, the Ravens get him.
The kid at Penn State, I think, is the best offensive lineman in the draft.
That's what happens every single year with the Ravens.
I know that.
They wait, they sit tight, and they get best player available all the time. And it just so happens to coincide with a nice area of need. He's the nastiest offensive lineman in the draft.
Yeah! Awesome pick.
You plug him in, you got maybe a Pro Bowl caliber guard.
He is a bulldozer at the point of attack.
He is so powerful.
This guy is box office.
Solidify the offensive line.
Nobody's going to touch my quarterback, and as simple as that.
Solidify the run game.
I'm trying to open up lanes, start running back, just play ball.
Solidify the toughness and nastiness of the brand of football that the Ravens like to play.
Nobody's going to stand in front of me and survive. That's my biggest mentality.
Ooh, good job yet again to Ravens production on an incredible edit there. Eric DaCosta made the right choice. He made the right choice. I don't want to hear about Ruben Bain. Listen, I'm not going to down talk him either. I'm not going to down talk him. He's a stud. He's going to do good things for the Bucs. And if he was picked by the Ravens, he would have been a stud in Baltimore also. After listening to Eric DaCosta, it sounded like Bain and Venga were pretty similarly graded, which is why he was willing to trade back. But that trade partner decided last minute, now we're going to stick and pick. Because I think he would have been fine with either. But then once he knew he had a stick and pick and he had two great options in front of him, if they're similarly graded, you protect Lamar Jackson. Stop parking him out on the street like you did last year as a Lamborghini, where anybody can come by, scratch it, nick it, ding it up, or worse, actually injure the car, which is what happened last year. Venga's a dog. He's plug and play. He's a big dog, as he says to everybody else. Dwayne Ledford, the new offensive line coach, fired up. He's going to make everybody next to him on that offensive line better. It was the right pick. It was the right pick. And he spoke today after he came into the building and had his press conference. Talked about yet last night, he doesn't want to be anywhere else outside of the AFC North because anywhere else would be soft football. He said football is meant to be physical. And you know what? The Ravens aren't the only ones that wanted him. We talked earlier today on the stream at noon about how the Steelers reportedly wanted him. You know who else wanted him according to Jeremy Fowler? The LA Rams. The LA Rams received calls, according to Jeremy Fowler, from teams looking to jump the Ravens for Yane. They wanted him. Rams ended up getting Ty Simpson at quarterback. And their head coach did not look happy about it. He did not look happy about it. I'm sure he wanted an offensive piece, and maybe one of them was Yane. The Rams tried to do it. They couldn't, so they settled for their backup quarterback, their future quarterback. Now, can you imagine how Ravens flock would have reacted? Can you imagine the meltdown that would have been like, the ire towards the Rams? But here's the thing. The consolation prize would have been Ruben Bain. He would have been Ruben Bain. So it would have been fine, but this is better. This is better for what this team needs right now. Now, let me just because I'm a one person show tonight. If there were two of us, one of us could be watching the board. So I got to keep checking back and forth here. Let's bring this back up, see what's happening. Let's see. Let me move that. Bring this in here. Okay. On NFL.com's official website, we don't have the next pick yet. But it looks like, let me see here. Looks like Twitter's letting us know. So the Bengals, I've already got Bengals pick here. The Bengals are taking Texas A&M's Cassius Howell at number 41, defensive end. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year and a unanimous All-American. He led the SEC with 11 sacks and brings serious burst off the edge. Woo! Woo, okay. So that's an edge player that's gone. Who did the Chiefs take? Because I know if Twitter has the Bengals, Twitter's also going to have the Chiefs. The Chiefs took Mason Thomas at number 40. The Oklahoma Sooner defensive end, 6'2", 241. So we're cruising. Now let's go take a look at the best prospects still available. Jermod McCoy, cornerback, and Zion Young, edge out of Missouri. I really like Zion. Avian Terrell, I could get behind that. This is still showing Howell there. That's just because they're not up to speed yet on the website. Emmanuel Pregnon would have been a guy I would have liked if the Ravens didn't already get Yane. So good there. Maybe Jacob Rodriguez. Who do you guys want? I'm seeing in the chat. Let me check out some of these super chats here. Kobe, this is probably before you knew he was gone. Kobe putting up a super chat. Boston. Tomato 2517 says, praying for Kristen Miller. Best 3-tech depth insurance. Okay. Listen, I said earlier today, if all other things were equal and you had a defensive lineman there with other positions of need, I agree with you. Some insurance would be good there. I wouldn't hate a tight end here either. Although you can still wait a minute on those. I wouldn't hate a tight end. I wouldn't have hated Denzel Boston, obviously. But I wouldn't hate edge. I wouldn't hate corner. This is what I said earlier today. I'm here for best player available in round 2. And then a center in round 3, because that's the sweet spot. Now, where it is, the sweet spot for the second round is corner or edge. So we very well could be getting that. Okay. Make sure we're all cut up here. How many picks are we out from the Ravens? So we already know the Bengals. Saints are up at number 10. Ravens are at number 13 this time. 13. So we're 4 picks away for the Baltimore Ravens. Dre Dog in the house. What's up, Dre Dog? He says, Malachi Fields, Chris Brazel II. Take a look at them, Sarah. They are a great fit. Great job you're doing. Great job you're doing. Let me know if you want me to call in. I don't even know how to use that technology, Dre Dog, but it's all good. It's all good. This is actually pretty fun. This is actually pretty fun going between all these screens, interacting with you guys in the chat, and Femi Ayamadeja will be here momentarily. Now back to the press conference from Venga earlier today. We had seen his reaction. We had seen his reaction with his family. Let's replay that a little bit. And then after that, I'll bring in from his press conference today what it meant to him. Because here we're seeing what he does. Then he'll let us know what his emotions were inside. Hugs his dad. Hugs his mom. Picks up that Ravens hat. Goes into the ground. Man, how good is that? And by the way, Venga's like one of the youngest. What did he say? Of 9 today? I think it's in this clip. Here's what that moment meant to him and what he said at today's press conference in Owings Mills.
I say 2 big moments. When I put the hat on my dad, he didn't take it off for the next 2 hours. He left the hat on the entire time. And after that, we took a picture as a whole family. I got 8 siblings. I'm the 9th and youngest one. We're all standing there, nice little view in the back. That's my entire family. That's my whole reason of being here. Making it this far, those people are my why. Like I said before, I did this for them, and seeing that come to fruition, like you said, that's a big part to me.
Good for him. Good for him. To be able to put that hat on his dad. He said his dad kept it on. His dad seems so chill next to him, by the way. Just looks like a foundation. You don't have dads. They can just be that foundation. And that's what his dad looked like right there. At RVA, Ravens fan says apparently Thibodeau is getting traded. He posted goodbye via X. The heck is Harbaugh doing? Anywho, you're doing a great job writing solo, Sarah. Appreciate you, RVA. This is actually kind of fun for me, to be honest with you. This is a lot of fun. There's just so much excitement in the air. But, okay, so Thibodeau is being traded. We shall see. Harbaugh doesn't have any problem trading these guys away. That's for sure. But his players also don't seem to mind calling him out because that happened earlier today. And the Ravens just posted a picture on their website with Yane. Let's see. Can I share the screen also? Nah. Just a picture with his jersey. Eric DeCosta on his right. Jesse Minter on his left. That is a big dog. That is a big dog. Oh, that's great. And the sentiments there. Now, has Rave Kingdom been around for a minute? Because where has Rave Kingdom been? I gotta say something to him real quick before the Ravens are on the clock here. Looks like the Dolphins are on the clock. Rave Kingdom, if you guys are regular listeners, you guys know Rave Kingdom might have been the biggest critic of Daniel Fa'alele last year. And that's saying a lot because there were a lot of loud critics of Fa'alele last year. And he would make these reaction videos of how poorly Fa'alele was playing. And all that emotion was understandable because it was bad. It was real bad. But turns out Rave Kingdom was unhappy with the pick last night because he wanted Ruben Bain. And I know this because he religiously, frequently tagged me in many of his posts where he was complaining. So last night he posted this video and he likes to post, meltdown videos. Where's my boy? Hey, Rave, this is all in good fun, by the way. This is all in good fun. Me and Bobby get roasted every single day that we come on this show. So this is all in good fun, but I do need answers from you, sir. I do need answers from you because last night you posted a reaction video about the Ravens passing on Bain to get Yane. You got F this out here. Bain over Vega is crazy. Then you posted this video.
Ruben Bain? Are we telling me about to get Ruben Bain? Who? Who? Ruben Bain?
All right, so it goes on for about, 30 more seconds of that meltdown. Rave, where are you at? Explain this to me. You had those type of reactions with Daniel Fa'alele last year. And our guy, Cordell Woodland over at 105.7 The Fan, quote retweeted him. He said, I wasn't going to say anything, but I kept getting tagged in your videos last year of you killing Fa'alele every week. And now you're mad that they invested in the guard spot? He says, there's literally no pleasing some of y'all. LOL. So Rave Kingdom, you got some splaining to do, buddy. You got some splaining to do, but we got nothing but love for you. Okay, let's catch up here. The Saints took defensive tackle out of Georgia, Christian Miller. Dolphins are on the clock at number 11. We are getting awfully close. The Dolphins, according to Twitter, took Femi's guy. Dolphins are taking Texas Tech linebacker Jacob Rodriguez at number 43. Yeah, he's got instincts. He's got playmaking ability. Last year, he totaled 128 tackles with 7 forced fumbles and 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions. So there goes. Listen, I know Femi likes other guys too, but I just know in his latest mock draft. Here, let me see if I can pull this up here. What Femi's got for his next best available. Yeah. So let's line this up with who's left. I'm going to try to keep an eye on everything. I feel like it's like a big command center. Do you guys watch The Office? If you do, remember that episode where Jim is out for maternity leave and Dwight takes his desk and he makes like this 3-desk, he called it mega desk, and had like computers everywhere. That's how I feel like things are right now, with screens everywhere and trying to just keep up on the news everywhere. So anyway, Femi Amedejo for his 45th pick, BPA needed matrix options. Lee Hunter, Drake Rodriguez, who just got taken, Chris Bell, Jeremy Bernard, Zion Young, which is the one I like, Brandon Stiss, and D'Angelo Pons. Okay. Let's go back to NFL.com here. Woo! We are close to the Ravens being on the clock. Let me check out some of y'all's super chats. Let's see here. Kobe Pruitt says, keep an eye out for Brazil from Tennessee. Makai, much love to you. She says, let's go, Sarah. Tony Randolph just became a VAULTRON as a member of the Vault. Appreciate you, Tony. Really appreciate that. And on top of it, he gifted a membership to somebody. So the generosity has begun inside the Vault. Osmodius in the house. He says, I don't know how I feel about this, but I think we get McCoy, he says. Okay. Hold on now. Let me see. Or is that old? Because the NFL, the NFL's Twitter is posting stuff late. Okay, the Ravens are on the clock. After the Lions traded with the Jets to move into the 44th pick. Okay, so the Lions clearly wanted to jump the Ravens for whoever they're getting right here. Oh boy. The Lions felt like they needed to leapfrog the Ravens. And the Lions are trading up for Michigan defensive end Derek Moore. So you can bet that Eric DeCosta is going to be asked if he was targeting Derek Moore. Because the Lions moved up right in front of the Ravens for a reason. They did that for a reason. So we'll have to find out if that's who the Ravens were targeting. So Derek Moore is off the clock, or off the board, and the Ravens are currently on the clock. If they were targeting Moore, Eric DeCosta is going to have to pivot as we speak. And if it takes a minute for the pick to be in, then it may mean that he was having to redirect what he was originally going to do. So we are just moments out from the Ravens making their second round choice. And the pick is in. The pick is in, but we have not heard just yet who it could be. The pick is in. Who do y'all got? Who do y'all think it is? If the Ravens were going to target edge Derek Moore, could it be that they're going to pivot and go with Zion Young? That's my question. Some of the chat saying McCoy. appreciate you, Afia. No freaking idea, she says. Yes! All right. I told you when I first came on. Okay. According to Jeff Zrebeck at 45, the Ravens get their edge, and they are selecting Missouri outside linebacker Zion Young. Woo! Did I just call 2 picks in a row 2 nights? Because you guys know I was on the Yane bandwagon since, like, I don't know, when I first laid eyes on him, probably back in February or something like that. And now I came on, and the first person I said that I wanted to see the Ravens target was Zion Young, and that's who the Ravens got. That's who the Ravens got. Now, listen. Femi should be joining us momentarily to come up with his reaction to this, and we'll start. And then we'll have to pivot and start talking about third-round draft picks. But here you go. You can see the analysis right here, just for those that don't know who Zion is out of Missouri. Here's what's crazy before we even do that. It was good. Here's the thing. I think that the Ravens, and I think that Eric DeCosta had almost a matrix. I sometimes wonder if he has a matrix of his first 3 picks. If I do this here, then I'll do that there. And you know what I mean? And so, like, if he had happened to take Bain, would he have just gone with Pregnon today? Somebody like Pregnon? Probably. That's probably why he was looking to trade back. Because he's like, I could probably get more picks. And you heard him last night. When he's like, I need more picks. He just needs a trading partner. He needs a trading partner, but he needs more picks. So had he gotten Ruben Bain last night to help solidify the edge, then maybe it would have been Pregnon right now. Maybe we would be talking about Pregnon. But no, he went with Yane, made me extremely happy, and now he's following up with a different edge in Zion Young. Now listen, is Zion Young projected to be as good as Ruben Bain? No. But would Pregnon or another guard have been projected as good as Yane? No. But either way, the Ravens have addressed 2 of their biggest needs. And we knew what they were. You need to close out fourth quarters. How do you do that? You win in the trenches. You got to hunt the other quarterback. You got to get the quarterback. You got to protect your quarterback. With their first 2 picks of the 2026 draft, the Ravens have put resources to 2 of their biggest weaknesses: getting after the quarterback and protecting the quarterback. And now Zion Young will join Trey Hendrickson. He will join Mike Green. He will join several other guys in there that I'm just like elusive to me right now. So listen, I know when John Harbaugh was fired that Steve Bisciotti spoke with EDC, and they knew what their weaknesses were, and they are attacking them back to back. They go ahead and do that. And you know what? Here's Femi Ayanbadejo, Super Bowl winner. My guy has been looking at this draft a million different ways. Let's bring him in. Femi, thank you for joining me. I'm happy with this pick. What's your reaction to Zion Young following Ioane yesterday?
So Bobby and I's first mock, Zion was our second round pick, and we were thrilled that he was there. So I'm shocked that he was there. CJ Allen is still available. I loved the Jacob Rodriguez potential to have him as an off-ball backer because he's just a really exciting player. He's a turnover guy, instinctive, but Zion Young off the edge. I mean, highly rated, explosive, has all the measurables. I think, when the season ended, you may not recall this, but I said the first 4 picks of this draft had to address the front 7, particularly an interior lineman and an edge rusher, and we need to go with 2 offensive linemen. So 2 of the 4 have happened. Now, that was because the season ended and I was in my feelings and having PTSD over our trench play. Like, it was just so bad with Nnamdi getting hurt, and to watch the fact that we couldn't get pressure on the quarterback, and then to watch the offensive line not protect Lamar. And I was just really caught up in like building inside out and building from the trenches out. And now we've signed Trey. So technically that checks a box. Now we got Zion. We've got Venga. And now I'm praying to God, please listen to me. I don't pray that often. We need Sam Hecht or we need Jake Slaughter. That's it. And then your boy will feel like we did what we needed to do.
Your girl wants Jake Slaughter.
Yeah.
We can overlap there. But talk more to me about Zion. What do you know about him?
Well, the truth of the matter is I haven't gone down a rabbit hole on Zion. You know what I mean? I just know that I know that he played at the University of Missouri. I know that he's one of the highest rated pass rushers, edge rushers in college football. And so I just didn't think he was a person that we would get. So I just kind of looked at him and just said, you know what? I'm not going to do a bunch of analysis or study on him. I was so deep on the offensive linemen and some of the receivers and the corners, and obviously the off-ball backers. And so, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do. I don't know a ton about him. I mean, I just know that he has really long arms. He's a tall kid, like 6'5". I'm going to guess he's –
got that.
Oh, he's only 6'2"? Oh, I thought he was 6'5".
My bad. No, you're right. He's 6'5", 262. That's my bad.
Yeah.
6'5", 262. Out of Atlanta originally, obviously playing with Missouri. Last year, 42 total tackles, 20 solo, 6.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
And two pass deflections there. So I bet he does that at the line of scrimmage where he knocks those down.
Yeah, so I mean he is built like an elite level 3-4 outside linebacker. He has like obviously the length and the height and the weight. Can you see? And once again, I know you're flying solo, but do you have his combine times, his 40 and his 10 split? Can you see any of that stuff?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, if you put in his name in combine.
Yeah. So Zion Young. Prospect grade 6.4, 33-inch arms. Let's see here. Let him score. Nah, I'm not seeing that. They have it shown as combine. I'm gonna have to go look elsewhere.
Oh, really? I wonder if he fully participated in the combine. You know what I mean? Maybe he's one of those athletes that didn't.
Combine results. Let me see if I can find it here.
Hey, Sarah, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right,
Wait,
good.
you're frozen though. Oh, now you're back. You were frozen, but we got you now.
Oh, was I? Okay. Yeah, because I can. There's some things I can pull up, and you probably be able to hear me, but maybe my camera turned off, I guess. But I'm so surprised that he's there. Like I just didn't expect it. You know what I mean? Like Bobby and I, there's no way he's going to be there. He was never there again, in any other mock that I did.
He was a 4.75 40-yard dash.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are running 4.5 that are his height and weight, but actually, no, not his weight. Maybe a lot of guys are a little bit lighter than him. I think like he's a perfect like 3-4 outside backer, and obviously he'll kick down into when we run a 4-3 because obviously Jesse runs a hybrid defense, so he'll run 3-4, he'll run 4-3. So he's kind of like perfect in regard to size. You know what I mean? He's not a traditional like old school 4-3 defensive end, like a Terrell Suggs, but he's definitely got the height and the weight where you can feel really comfortable. Like Do you remember when the Giants won the Super Bowl? They had that NASCAR front four where it was like a bunch of DNs all lined up as their front four, right? So you imagine like a Jadeveon Clowney, imagine like a Mike Green, imagine Trey Hendrickson, and I'm only saying Jadeveon because obviously I'm trying to will that into existence because I still think there's a role for Jadeveon. And then imagine a kid like this where you have that kind of NASCAR, you know, 3rd and long. You're going to bring your best 4 pass rushers in, and you know. Nnamdi is nothing to sneeze at when it comes to pass rushing, you know, when he comes back and is healthy. But I'm saying, like, you could literally create a version of the NASCAR package and have 4 defensive ends in there that are just speed guys that get off the ball. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of guy.
So help me figure out how you feel like he fits in with like his build and all of that kind of stuff. So you've got Mike Green, you got Trey Hendrickson, and then Tavius Robinson are your top 3 guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you're 3rd down. You're 3rd down and 7. Who do you have out on the field?
I mean, for me right now, are we assuming there's Nnamdi involved in this or no?
Woo! You know what? We're both optimistic, so let's do it. Let's say the Nnamdi's
So
back.
I'd go Trey Hendrickson, and this is going to be a 4 down front. Okay, so I'd go Trey Hendrickson. I would go Nnamdi. I would go Jadeveon Clowney, and I would go Zion. That would be my 4. Mike Green. Well,
so
it could be Mike.
So you're still anticipating that they sign Clowney? Because now
no, I
I'm
didn't say
wondering.
Well, no, I didn't say Clowney. I said I actually ended up pushing out Mike Green, which like now you have a problem. So it could be Mike Green or Zion Young, right? So think about it. You're gonna have Trey Hendrickson at the left end, right? You're gonna have Nnamdi, right? And then I guess that's who's gonna be that other tackle. If we're thinking like a NASCAR front, I could see Zion being that tackle in like a NASCAR front, and I could see Mike Green being the other defensive end. You know what I mean? Like that would be your best 4 speed rushers. You know what I mean? I'm thinking pure speed. Like it would have to be 3rd and long, right? Like if it's 3rd and medium, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, obviously you're going to have a tackle in there. You're probably not going to have Zion Young kick down to a tackle position. But I think now that when you have me say it out loud, we don't know where Nnamdi is. So I still think like I'm less bullish on DJ Reader. We already know the Giants are probably going to sign him. So let's just assume he's not going to be available. Let's assume Calais Campbell could still be a possibility, but you probably don't bring in Calais and Jadeveon. And I think Jadeveon is younger and has more positional flexibility than Calais. So yeah, I mean, that would be a bounty of riches right there if you're able to get one of those guys, and now you have Zion Young. Once again, I'm just shocked. Like I did not expect him to be here. So like, it wasn't even in my brain, which is, I know that's rare, but yeah, I mean, the Steelers got Jeremy Bernard. Damn.
I saw that.
Yeah. Good receiver. Anyway, but I love Zion Young. I love the pick.
Well, they didn't get Mekhi Lemon, so they had to do something.
Yeah. Well, they had to make it for that. That was messy. You know, it's funny. Speaking of the Mekhi Lemon debacle, think about this for a minute. We go into Pittsburgh, we lose that game, right? Because we lost that game, we end up picking 14. The Steelers would have probably ended up 14. They probably would have picked Venga because I heard they wanted Venga before they wanted Mekhi Lemon. Mm-hmm. We took Venga, then they wanted Mekhi Lemon. The Eagles jumped them. They end up with, I'm forgetting how to say his name right now. I know he's Nigerian, but the tackle, they end up picking the tackle. And it almost seems like they got caught kind of on their heels, right? Like losing that game in some ways, they won the battle, but they kind of lost the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how this affects him. I don't know if he's going to be ready. That tackle's going to be ready to play this season. I know he has high upside, but
I watched a clip. I obviously didn't watch everything, and you know how things are clipped for Twitter. But I watched a clip today because he's late to the game. He played hoops. And so he went on, he was like, he went to college and they brought him over and he's like, what's an A gap? He's like, what do you mean? Like, where do you want me? What does that even mean? Here's what's funny, just while we're talking about it. So the way that went down, we already know, and I appreciate your text last night, you know, showing me about the story, because I was in bed and, you know, you were still up consuming the news. And so obviously I played the clip earlier today of poor Mekhi Lemon, because he's on the phone with the Steelers talking to them saying, yeah, you know, you're going to get everything you want out of me. The typical things that everybody says. Then they come over, I don't know who this guy is, comes over and he's like giving him a different phone. He's like,
that was his agent. That was his agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But how did Howie know? Was it just instinct? No, listen to this from, let me make sure I get the name right. Okay, this is Nick Harris. Nick Harris, this is his report. It was the Cowboys that tipped him off. Listen to this.
Is pissed about this. They feel like Dallas duped them. They, especially with the draft being in Pittsburgh, they felt embarrassed on a national stage. So there was a wild development that happened in the war room, not only in Dallas last night, but also in Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia. So the Cowboys are sitting there on the clock at pick 20. They were planning on taking Malachi Lawrence right there, but they did, entering that pick, they wanted to trade back. They had been tipped off somehow that Mekhi Lemon was going to be the pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the USC wide receiver. There's a lot of connections with that new Pittsburgh staff. Remember, Mike McCarthy is the new head coach there. He hired a lot of, assistant coaches and executives and scouts and people behind the scenes that were in Dallas just a couple of years ago. So it could have been as simple as someone in the Dallas war room just shooting a text to somebody in the Pittsburgh war room, being like, hey, who are y'all taking here? And them thinking, oh, the Cowboys are taking defense. This is just two guys, two girls talking right here. It's like, oh, we're taking Mekhi Lemon, And the Cowboys call Philadelphia. They're like, hey, the Steelers are going to take Mekhi Lemon. We know you want a receiver. Come up here, do this deal with us, and give us 2 fourth-round picks. And they did the deal. And Pittsburgh is pissed. Wow. Multiple sources have told me this morning.
Damn. I love that.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded.
I love the Cowboys being petty and
So cold. But that's so dumb. Loose lips.
It is so dumb. But it is dumb. But the thing is the Cowboys and the Eagles are in the same division. They helped the Eagles get better.
They did, but they got 2 fourth-rounders out of it.
I know. I guess, but I mean, you helped, I guess if that was the only trade back option they had, but I mean, look, the football gods get their pound of flesh. Trust me, this is going to come around. Everybody pays a toll for untoward deeds. There is no escaping it. I promise you. Look, I think that is nasty. I would punch somebody in the face if I was on the Steelers. I would be mad.
Could you imagine? First, yes, if I'm Mike McCarthy or like Rooney or the GM or whoever, I'm like, who did it? Because you're fired. That's number one.
Yeah.
Like, how dumb are you? I don't care that you got a relationship over there with somebody. Like, keep your mouth shut. Why? It's so funny to me how some people care so badly about telling people that I know something that you don't. It makes them feel so good.
Exactly.
Like, if something is private or something is advantageous, like, I am not tempted at all to open my mouth.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
This is what's crazy. That dude, I am so happy they don't have Mekhi. Mekhi Lemon was my number one receiver. I've been saying that since anyone will listen. I said that from route running to receiver to ball carrier, he's the best. He is a dog, absolute dog. And I loved him with the football in his hand. Like, to me, I was like, that dude is an absolute playmaker. He kind of is like a combination of Steve Smith Sr. and like Zay in one. He's like that.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? That's who he is.
The way he carries himself and how nasty he is.
Hey, Sarah, he is a dog. Like, I'm talking about, like, I got to watch a lot of tape of him, and he's in LA. You know what I mean? Like, he's at USC. My brother's a Bruin. He's a UCLA guy. And so, like, he's like, hey, this kid, Mekhi Lemon from, he won the Biletnikoff Award. I'm like, let me peep him out. And I was like, oh my goodness, this kid is like legit. And just his energy. I love his mysteriousness. And it almost looks like he's a sniper. Like, he's just ready to just one shot, one kill kind of thing. Like, who's the corner? Who do I got to cook right here? Like, I feel like he's just ready to do work. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm happy we don't have to face him. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. The football gods did us a favor. You know what I mean? But that's the point I'm trying to make, though, is that no one knew the ramifications of that loss in Pittsburgh. A lot of people have paid a toll because of that loss right now. You know what I mean? Harbs lost his job. You know what I mean? We ended up with an earlier pick. They wanted a guy that they wanted a guy that we got. Then they wanted another guy, and another team helped us out. Now we don't have to deal with them. I think that kid is the most intriguing receiver in the draft. I won't say he's the best receiver in the draft, but he was the receiver that I liked the most. So let me qualify my statement. I'm not going to sit here and sound crazy. I don't know if he's the best receiver in the draft, but he was my favorite receiver in the draft.
He was your favorite. And, but you're right. Like they would have had to deal with the cross of Zay Flowers and Steve Smith. But Femi, I've got Mark Ingram. I wanted to see how I didn't watch it live. We've been talking about it.
I didn't see it either. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna react for the first time. Mark Ingram in Pittsburgh.
He must not. I hope he does something great.
I need you to make a pick one day too, because I feel like you could bring the energy. But let's go.
Well, you know what's funny? My brother. Yeah, let me tell you after this. I'll tell you on the other side of it.
We'll look at Mark. You tell me the story after.
This the hospitality y'all got for your boy?
Oh, boy.
This the hospitality y'all got for your boy?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yes, it is.
Because on behalf of me, my son, these wonderful young ladies, and all the Flock Nation, we got a special message for y'all, Pittsburgh.
Steelers still suck!
No, boy.
And we about that. You got a problem with that? Come see me. Big trust. Flock Nation in the flesh.
Oh, boy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. I love it. Mark Ingram. Give that man whatever he wants. Key to the city.
What he did is he continued the tradition from Haloti Ngata when he brought his 3 boys in, and he had all 3 of them come into the mic and say Steelers suck. So he's got his son Steelers. You got a problem with that? Come see me. I could for sure see you up on that stage, Femi. But what's your story?
Well, you know what's so funny is I wanted to talk to, and Kevin Byrne is retired now, right? So
yeah.
I can't. I can't talk to. Yeah. I don't know who to talk to about it, but every year I forget to get it's something I got to do early in the season or before the season ends. But during football, it's hard to talk about the draft, right? So I got to figure out how to. Maybe you can help me with this. We can plot this out.
I would think my brother still would be the guy. He's the one.
Chad would be the guy. Maybe Chad would be the guy. So I'm actually part of 2 trivia questions. You know one of the trivia questions, right?
Which I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Emmett football, the Emmitt Smith.
Oh yeah, the Emmett one where you were the receiver on the end of Emmitt Smith's only touchdown pass of his career.
Exactly. Only pass of his career. Only pass. It happened to be a touchdown.
Only pass. Okay.
Right. And by the way, Lee Hunter just went to the Panthers. He was my favorite available, who I thought would be available at 45 for us from Texas Tech. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But so the other trivia question related to football is that my brother and I are the only Ravens that are brothers to have Super Bowl rings with the Ravens. Only brothers to have Super Bowl rings with the Ravens. We're him and I. Okay. So there's 7 sets of brothers.
He had it in 2012.
Yeah, exactly. So there's like 7 sets of brothers that have Super Bowl rings, but we're the only ones with the Ravens that have done that. You know what I mean?
But even just to be one of the 7 league-wide is kind of crazy, but you represent Baltimore.
Okay, so it's 3 then. So I'm part of 3 trivia questions then. But wouldn't it be cool if my brother and I got to present a draft pick together?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that should be one of my my bucket list items, huh? Because that would make me happy.
Absolutely, and I would be behind it 1000%. Now, here's a question for you. So I worked there the same time as your brother. He didn't seem as outgoing as you.
No, he definitely is. He probably was just about that business when he was playing when you saw him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He had I think he was a 3-time Pro Bowler, special teamer, 2-time All-Pro special teamer with the Ravens. I mean, he was Defensive Player of the Week twice. I mean, he had a really good career with the Ravens and the Bears. So
absolutely.
Yeah. But we talk about it all the time, you know, him and I.
What? You talk about what all the time? Oh, doing a draft picks?
Just doing a draft pick and just like being able to represent Flock Nation together, like to be able to be on a stage together. He was at our 2020 Super Bowl reunion event. I had him there with me too.
Oh, yeah.
Our 2000 Super Bowl event. Yeah, this year. Yeah, I had him there with me. Yeah, so we had that.
He'll bring you for the other event.
Well, the funny thing is, I was at his 10-year event. You know what I mean? So they had a 10-year event for them. Yeah, so it's kind of funny.
You guys get each other's back. Okay, now let me pull up this graphic real quick of Zion Young. I want to talk about him a little bit more. So this one, the Ravens just put out right here. Okay, 28.5 career tackles for loss and 11.5 career sacks. Okay, I already asked you about who's on the field on 3rd and 7. Yeah. You gave me a lineup with Nnamdi and without. What about your typical 1st and 10? I'm assuming Trey is out.
Oh, Trey Young is out? I'm sorry, Trey Hendrickson's out?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's not on the field?
On 1st and 10?
Yeah, he'll be on the field.
You think? Okay, well,
absolutely.
What about? Okay, let me do this then. What about 2nd and 2? Are you taking him off then?
So this is the thing with Trey. He's going to rotate, but like people have this, and once again, look, all with grace, right? The Bengals had a terrible run defense, and some of that was on him, yeah. But I think he's going to do well. Like I think he's not going to be a liability in the run game. Like I just don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have good players around him. He's going to have good coaching. Like it's just going to be a different vibe. So he's going to rotate. He's going to be on the field for all 3 downs, and then he'll be off and he'll take his break, right? You know, like for a full series. We're going to have a set of 2 deep level dogs on the field. Like, so this is how I look at it going down. Let's assume that we're going to start in like a 34 defense, right? So my guess is that Trey Hendrickson will be playing like the outside backer, like stand up outside guy. You know what I mean? Nnamdi will end up playing tackle. We'll have probably what's my man's name? Just signed his deal this year. The other interior lineman.
Travis Jones?
Yeah, Travis Jones, right? Mm-hmm. Travis Jones will be in. And then we'll probably end up with, my guess is we'll end up with, so man, I wish I had a diagram that I could see what I'm talking about right now because it's hard to envision right now. So we have Trey Hendrickson, we have Nnamdi Madubuike, we have Travis, right? And then we'll probably, I'm trying to think who's going to play that other. Let's go with the 4-3. So we'll have Trey Hendrickson, we'll have Nnamdi, we'll have Travis, and then we'll probably end up with either Mike Green or we'll have Zion Young. Now, if we go true 34, we can kick down, probably put in Zion.
What about
See, he's going to be in the rotation, but he's not going to be in the starting 5, though, in my opinion.
Okay.
He'll be in the second group. So the thing is, because we'll be switching between a 34 and a 4-3. That removes a true backer and it puts in another kind of like hybrid guy, like a Mike Green or a Zion Young. So it just depends on what package that we're going to have. But I feel like if we look at a true like 4-3 defense, we have our starting unit already. Like I don't think Zion's going to beat out Mike Green from the jump. I mean, maybe on starting on game day he might, but like as of right now, I'm looking at Mike Green, I'm looking at Travis, I'm looking at Nnamdi, and I'm looking at Trey Hendrickson. Like that's your front 4 if you're in a true 4-3. Now, if you're in a 34 defense, then maybe you have Zion Young and Mike Green together on the line of scrimmage. Like that's where you can kind of really do some stuff and create some havoc. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I guess I'm a little. Listen, I hear you on Trey. Like in terms of like the difference in the defenses of the Bengals versus the Ravens. The Ravens, even when they've stunk on defense, have still been pretty good at stopping the run. I'm just, I guess, and like you're projecting a lot more confidence about Trey than I was ready for, but I'm happy about it.
Well, let me tell you, you're not going to pay a guy $32 million to be a specialist on third down. Like that's not happening. Like he's going to be on the field for a full series, first and second and third down. Like that's what he's there to do. That's what he's supposed to do. Yeah. He's not just a pass rush specialist. He's not just going to be in there on third down. That's not what they're going to do. You know what I mean? And I promise you, the same way that I believe he's going to be better run defender than people have been told or what they think is the same way that Mark Andrews is going to be a better tight end than what people think. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like he's going to have a revival that's going to be similar to what he was 2 years ago when he had a fully kind of healthy season with a healthy Lamar and an offense that protected the quarterback. You know, I expect him to have a renaissance. I expect Trey Hendrickson to be a 3-down outside linebacker / defensive end. Like they're not just going to throw him out there on third down. Just think about that for a minute. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like Mike Green might be the one who's a third down specialist more so than Trey Hendrickson. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
well, I want to put, here's what we're going to do here. I want to do a couple clips that I'm seeing for Zion Young. That's kind of on Twitter right now. We almost have 2,700 concurrence right now. So we appreciate a healthy, robust audience right now. Hopefully we can get up to 3,000 here within the next I don't know, before we hit that 3rd round pick. So here is Zion Young. Let's make this a little bit bigger. This is at the combine. And let me blow this up a little bit. That's not enough. Oof. There we go. Here we go. So he is lining up with that black and gold helmet. And he just ran over that guy.
Man, I wonder who that was.
Yeah, that's a good question. I want to see if it says it in the
It's all good. Yeah, no, it's all good. We don't want to embarrass him.
Yeah, Senior Bowl there. There you go. But that tackle's like hitting the ground, knowing he just got buried right there.
Yeah, we don't need to. We've all been there. If you played football, you know what that's like. We don't need to embarrass that man.
Hey, I played football with the neighborhood boys. I for sure did it, and I could take a hit and keep going, fam. I don't know that I can give a hit, but I can take.
I think the thing is, if you play football long enough, tackle football, we all take it. We all get beat up at some point. It's just it's like a rite of passage. You know what I mean?
You just don't want it to happen at the Senior Bowl. That's a problem when you're doing travel in the NFL.
Well, I'm sure that guy had his wins too, though. That tackle probably had his wins.
Look at you giving grace. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me start this in the beginning. What do we got here?
So, Sarah, rewind that play back one more time to the beginning.
Okay.
That last play. Okay, just pause it before you snap it. Just go back a little bit further, right before a pre-snap. I want to see where everyone's lined up. So
he's way out to the left.
Okay, so there, I can't tell if there's another. It looks like I can't tell if they're in a 34 or a 4-3 because I can't see if there's another guy on the line outside. But just imagine this defense, right? So in this defense, whereas this is Zion here, right? That's probably going to be Trey Hendrickson. The next guy down will be Namdi. The next dude down will probably be like John Jenkins, like if it's a 34, because he'll be at nose tackle. The next dude down would be like Travis, and then if there's another guy outside, it'd be Zion Young or Mike Green. So I just wanted to now that I have the visual, I can kind of give you guys what it would look like. You know what I mean? But if it was if it's a 4-3 defense and the 4 guys in the screen, so the guy on the left would be Trey Hendrickson. That would be Namdi with his hand in the dirt. The next dude kind of like playing inside the guard and center right there. That would be Travis, and then on the right there, he's standing up, but he probably have a hand down in the dirt. That would be Zion, or that would be Mike Green.
Perfect. That actually is very helpful.
Just to give a visual, yeah.
Now in this lineup, it's going to be his job to seal the edge, correct, in the run game.
So it looks like yep.
And he does that.
Yeah, keeps contained. Yep, he does.
Yeah, did it there on the goal line.
Yep. Ooh, look at that speed. Oh, he's nasty.
Let me show that one again.
Go back. Yeah, go back to that one. Yeah, go back.
In a blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so we got ourselves a run defender too.
Yeah, we do. He's big enough to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So one more time. Go back to that last play one more time, please. Sorry. See, I'm a person who watches a lot of tape, right? So I'm used to just rewinding stuff. Yeah. So go pre-snap when everybody's got their hand in the dirt right before the snap. Right there. Here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what you see right here, just hold it there for a second.
Hey, are you allowed to hit play on this? Can yours do that as a guest or no?
No, I can't.
Okay, you just tell me start and go and I'll do that.
Yeah, no, just go back one more time and then we'll stop. Just go back to pre-snap and pause it. A little bit more. Keep going. Right there. Okay. So I can't tell if this might be a short yardage play, so it doesn't give because this is like short yardage, like in the middle of this, probably like 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. Look at all those bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't have all those bodies there, but so I assume that's Zion Young on the very far right, with his hand in the dirt, right? Watch how he gets off the ball and look at his pad level. Like this is elite. Go ahead and run it, and I'm not going to tell you to stop again. Boom. Look at that. Stones him. And then he gets into him, throws him off and makes the tackle. Like, man, we got a ball player. So we saw him rush the passer. We seen him there,
Here we go. Coming off the edge.
Yeah.
Contain.
So he's playing. He was 2-gapping right there where he was kind of reading. You see, he kind of stunned him and was like reading.
Did he cause that fumble right there? Was that him? Let me start this one again. Sheds the block, comes in.
Yeah, he did. Him. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he punched it out. He punched it out. Yeah.
Oh, he's nasty against the run. This whole reel is just against the run.
He's way more complete than I realized, Sarah. Can you see his PFF scores? Have you gone over his PFF scores with the Voltrons?
No. You want me to go get that while this runs?
I mean, if you want to pull it up, or I can pull it up real quick and read it off to you. I mean, you might not be able to see me on screen, but I can rattle it off if it's of interest.
Oh, it's of interest, all right. But I can do it, and I can bring it up on the screen for us while you keep
Okay,
watching.
cool. Yeah, because he has a really high rating on PFF, and like I said, it's not the end all be all, but everyone's being judged by the same criteria. So I just like it as a context to judge and look at athletes.
Okay.
Man, I'm so excited. Oh my.
Although.
Oh, look at him, nasty.
Like, just think what Jesse Minter's going to do with these guys.
Man, look at the way that he kind of like he shuffles down the line. He's not thirsty. He's keeping his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. He's just ready to just react.
He's crazy. He knows where the ball is. You're right. He has like a nose for it.
Yeah. It's so hard to run full speed and then keep your eye on the ball. Like that's what he does really well. He's on the move. A lot of guys will get going and then they'll slow down to read. Jadeveon Clowney does this too. So you know what? That's my comp, dude. Zion Young is like Jadeveon Clowney. That's what he reminds me of by watching him. You know what I mean? Like look at the aggression. Look at the aggression. Look at the speed. Look at the power. And he wears number 9 too. What? That was your boy's number. Yeah, in college, number 9. Let's go.
All right, I love that you're amped up right now. I need that energy matched to me because I'm always amped up when the picks are made. Okay, I do have. Let me see here. I got the PFF thing here. Let me bring up the new screen. Share screen. Here we go. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Make sure everybody can see. Okay, an overall 84 grade. Is this what you're looking for?
Yep. It should have
more grades.
Keep going.
Here?
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
What's his pass? So his pass rush. See, he's over 80 in all the categories. A lot of times, like you'll see, as a guy will be high, like he'll have an 80 in pass rush grade, but then his run grade will be like 75. This dude is man. Hey, Sarah. We just hit. I almost cursed, but I know it's Sarah. I can't curse. So, hey, Sarah, we just hit a effing home run with this dude. You have no idea. I'm telling you. Like, I'm so shocked that this dude was here. Like, he shouldn't even have been there. He shouldn't even have been available. You know what I mean?
I had an idea, which is why when I first got on the show, I said I want Zion Young, and I slammed my desk when it came through. So I had an idea, but I think you've helped me get a better idea for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so the crazy thing is like I said, Bobby's going to be so excited. I know he's going to know when I see him in the morning, but to get him in our first mock like that, and then to like be able to be like, remember that? Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
so
that's good for you guys.
what are the Voltrons? What are the Voltrons saying? Are there any super chats or anything?
We're so behind on the super chats. So let's do this.
Go ahead and knock them out.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up on the screen. Well, let's first bring in back the NFL.com just so we can see where we're at in the draft, see how far out we are. Then we're going to get to all these super chats. But we'll have, here it is right here. We'll put this back on the screen with the two of us, but we'll make it, there we go. And we'll try to make this a little bit bigger so people can see. Get that out of here. Okay. Okay, we're at number 23, pick 55, so we got some time. All right, so we'll have that there just so we're watching it, and then we'll get back to super chats, which we've been a minute, so some of this might be outdated. Smodia said, I don't know how I feel about this, but I think we get McCoy. We did not. We got Zion. Sorry, Smodia, that we got here late. He said, give me Hurst, wide receiver from Georgia State. We already got Zion. We got Sarah with fire here. Devek, thank you. Spodius is back, drafting like his job on the line. Love the pick. Like EDC's job is on the line. That's how well he's doing here tonight. Let's see here. Howard says, don't need more edge. Need to develop what we have. What do you think of that, Fem? Oh, did I lose you, Fem? Fem is frozen at this moment. Femi, you might want to go out and then come back in. That's like the equivalent. There he goes. He's gone. He'll be back. That's like the equivalent. Did you guys play with the original Nintendo back in the day? Here he comes.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, we got you.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And I like Howard. Howard and I have been exchanging stuff. No, this is like when we took Kyle Hamilton. We had plenty of safeties, but we drafted him anyway because he's that good. And this isn't the same situation, but this is close to it. Zion Young is that good. And you can never have enough pass rushers. Remember last year when we had no pressure, right? Everybody looked like they were a number one receiver against us because we had no pressure on the quarterback. Zion Young is going to give us depth. He's going to push the other guys. If somebody goes down, he'll slip right in and he'll be a starter and he'll be a difference maker. So like I'm all for it. I love the pick. He was probably BPA at like that BPA kind of need matrix. I think he checks the box. And so we don't have to worry about edge the rest of the draft. You know what I mean? Like
don't have to worry about edge. Don't have to worry about guard. We do got to worry about center.
Yeah.
Here's one thing, fam. I don't like it when usually people say that with wide receivers and I mean, much love to Howard. This is nothing against him, but it drives me
it's all good.
People say that because it's like people will be like that way with Tez. Like, why would you draft somebody or why would you sign somebody? You have Tez. And it's like, well, if Tez is really that good, he'll beat out, another third round pick, or he'll beat out some veteran that the Ravens will bring in that are most definitely going to be over 33 because that's what they do. So like, to me, it's like I just don't buy that. Like, if you're that good, you can beat out other guys.
But who are we developing though? Mike Green? Who else are we developing?
Right.
No, but I mean, he said like we need to develop who we have. Who are we developing?
Isaac, who's been perpetually like injured.
You can't count. Look, no disrespect to him. You can't count on him. I mean, he's been hurt this whole time. You know what I mean?
Is there? Okay, Mike Green, Trey Hendrickson, Adisa Isaac, Tavis Robinson. I don't even know who this is. Kaimon Rucker.
No, look, like Tavius Robinson is not a pass rusher. He's a solid, hard-nosed football player. He's better against the run, but he's not a guy you're going to put out there on third down and be like, go get the quarterback. That's not his specialty. He's a really good football player, and you're going to continue to develop him. And look, I'm not going to ever put a ceiling or cap on anybody, but you're not like Tavius Robinson's going to get 10 sacks. Like nobody's saying that.
No,
you know what I mean? Like right now,
Tavius isn't even saying that. He wants to be Jarrett Johnson.
Right there. Well, if he wants to be Jarrett Johnson, then you already know what that means. That's a well-rounded edge player that contains and is hard nosed. Right now, we have one real pass rusher, like from the edge, which is Trey Hendrickson, and we have another possible, which is Mike Green. That's it. That's it. That's our pass rushers off the edge. Now, Nnamdi is a pressure guy from the interior, right? Travis gets pressure from the interior. But if we're talking edge guys, we have one proven edge pass rusher, and his name is Trey Hendrickson. That is it.
All right, we've got Devick saying Mark Ingram's son is in Shizburg. Steelers suck. Yes, we played that. That was hilarious. Mark brought it just like we thought, and he'll probably be in there for round 3 again. So we'll see that. Cool Kingdom says you got to play Mark announcing the pick. We just did that. Obi-Wan says shout out to Femi. Sarah keeping the cover strong. Let's go Ravens. You and Obi are tight, right?
Yeah, for sure. What's up?
What's up? Tony Randolph says, finally able to join and catch you live. Great job on the solo coverage. It's not solo anymore. Thoughts on third round, Femi? I'll let you do this. Center, BPA, or something else. He says again, great job.
You already know. Bobby made the mistake. I know Bobby told the story when he was doing a mock on his own, and he picked like a tight end with the third round pick. I said, no, bro. Like, you made a mistake right there. After the third round, and look, this is Femi talking. Like, the Ravens might know something I don't, but all the talent at center, starting center, will be gone after pick 80. We got to get our center. So we should not BPA. BPA was with the second round pick, and we did it. Right. And we got a gangster. We got a beast. I'm so ecstatic about who we got. We got to get our starting center right here, and I'm hoping that it is obviously we talked about Hecht and Slaughter. Those are the two, and Logan is good too, but like he'd be my third of the 3. I'm leaning towards Slaughter personally. That's who I want, but I'd be just as happy with Hecht, and I'd be slightly less happy, but happy with Logan from Iowa.
I'm just checking in right now. We're going to keep this rolling, but Zion Young is speaking on Zoom with Ravens or all the Baltimore reporters right now. One of the things he just let them know, he was high school teammates with Nate Wiggins.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's cool.
So they've already talked, it sounds like. Let me see here. I'll try to grab this video while I go on to the next super chat. Fem, I'll let you get this one from A-Rod.
Yeah. So who remembers me saying I want Venga in the first round and Zion in the second round? Let's go. So is that A-Rod 3781? Okay. Yeah, A-Rod, I'm with you. Me and Bobby did the exact same thing in our first mock. So yeah, we're really excited. We're all on the same page with that one. We should be getting like all the pundits need to give your boys and your girl an A, right? You know what I mean? They need to give us an A.
At least for predicting. Like if they actually don't turn out, then we had nothing to do with it. That's all.
Right,
That's all
right.
EDC's fault. That's not our fault. But here's that Zion Young talking about. I hope I got this right. Talking about Nate Wiggins.
Nate Wiggins, that's my brother, man. I've been playing him way before high school. You know, we started off playing football together, man. I'm fired up to be back with him. I know he's much so fired up. As soon as he see it or whatever, he feel pretty good about the pick. And I can't wait to see him again. I can't wait to play with him again. That's been my boy, almost like my best friend.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So where did they grow up? Where are they from? Do you know?
I think Atlanta, Georgia, I had seen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Let me.
Yeah, they definitely sound like some Southern boys for sure.
Yeah. But let me see here. Let's get on to the next one here. Steve Schapp. What is this? Ehun A chore to help Demi. Well, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, is it Ehun a chore to help? Did maybe they meant Femi?
Oh yeah, maybe to help Femi.
Ehun, a chore to help Femi. I'm not sure I'm getting it, but
I don't know. Some name maybe. I don't know. That maybe we got wrong.
Yeah, it's all good.
At 97G says, "Don't sleep on Pub. He will be very good." Oh, are we talking about Aeneas Peebles here?
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
That's
he's an
what we're
interior.
talking
Yeah. But he's an interior defensive lineman, though. You know what I mean? If we're talking strictly edge, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
this
doesn't impact him at all.
Yeah. Not my critique doesn't impact
Atlanta,
him.
Georgia. Yep, I confirmed. Atlanta,
Yeah.
Georgia is the hometown. Okay, let's see here. Man, I really should have brought my glasses in here. Got time for games. Got time for games. He says the Ravens and Cowboys game has been announced in Brazil. Oh, here we go. September 27th, week 3.
Okay.
Oh, better start getting our calendars ready. Are you going to go to that, Fem?
I don't think so. Like, it sounds nice in my head, but then I start thinking about the logistics and like, who knows what I'll have going on. You know what I mean? Like, if I could and I knew it wouldn't be painful, like on the way back, and who knows what I'd have to put off to do it. It sounds good, but I'll probably be on the couch, Sarah, just to be honest.
No, that's my thing. Like when I worked for the Ravens and I traveled very, very seldom. I mostly did it when I was in PR. So, I mean, it was really just my first year. When I traveled, it's just not what you think it is because you're working the whole time. And so, like, if I'm going to go all the way out to Brazil, like, I want to go to Brazil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. It's like tougher to do the podcast, and it's just you lose sleep. You could have a Bobby flu. You know,
Bobby flu.
Who knows what you're gonna get? All right, Dragon Ball Vault. I'm gonna let you have that one, Fem.
Okay, I see Zion as more heavy-handed power rush. I see him being the outside edge on rundowns. Trey on pass downs. Trey struggles against the run. Yeah, there's the narrative around Trey struggling. I don't think it's as big a narrative as like that's been put out there. But when you really watch it and you look at who he was playing with, I think Trey's going to be fine. Trey's not going to come off the field. You don't pay somebody 4 years and $120 million to observe on first and second down. That's just not happening. And I promise you, he'll be better at run defense than people think. But I don't disagree with the idea of Zion. Like what you said here about Zion, I agree with. He is heavy-handed. And I don't know if you got to hear me say it, but he does remind me of Jadeveon Clowney a little bit. The acceleration, the size, the power. He does remind me of Jadeveon. I didn't really think about it until we watched a little video with Sarah just now.
So I've got another clip from Zion here about his physicality. And we'll just listen to that.
For sure, I enjoy setting the edge. I feel like I enjoy, from a youngin', I was always taught smash my football. I was always start with the run, and then pass follow up. But of course, I love setting the edge. I love having fun, of course, within football. So I'm fired up to be Flock Nation now. I'm very much so fired up. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. 1,000%.
And we just saw the tape of that. He clearly takes pride in being able to stop the run and sealing the edge, and his words match what we saw on the tape.
Yep.
All right, Jesse up next. Thank you, Jesse, for the $2 just shout out. And then he's back. He says, Sarah, center at 80 or tight end, Klein or Stowers. I think, Femi, you just mentioned it. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Go center. This is the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's got to be center.
It's got to be center. And I know that the Ravens need not one, but maybe two. But your boy Njoku could still be out there. They already had him in for a visit. So they know they could go to him if the draft doesn't go quite their way and they can get two guys. So, but they've had Pro Bowl talent from the 4th round at tight end and beyond. So I'm not too worried about it, but center I am. Like center's the last place where you don't even really have a starter. Tight end, at least you got Mark Andrews. But Bullock, I'm not going in the season with Bullock. No.
Yeah, I think we've checked 2 serious boxes so far in the draft, and the center. There's no pick we're going to make throughout the rest of this draft that's more important than the center position. That's the true position right now, in my opinion, that doesn't have a bona fide starter that you can go, this guy is a starting caliber center and we know it for sure. Now, maybe the guys that we have, it's Pinter, right? Pinter and Bullock are the two. I think it's Pinter, right?
Yeah, Pinter, that's right. I was forgetting his name earlier today. But
no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
And I don't mean any disrespect. It's just he hasn't cut his teeth in a way that makes him memorable yet. You know what I mean? Like, I know what that feels like. And so I can't even think about tight end right now because, like, Stowers is gone, by the way, too. Somebody already drafted him. So there is no Stowers to pick up. Oscar Delp. Yeah, Oscar Delp would be great. Daquan Wright would be great. There's a bunch of other guys that will be solid. There's plenty of tight ends throughout this draft. We're going to find 2 really good players. And don't forget, Sarah mentioned it a second ago, 4 times in the last, I think, 13 years, we've drafted 2 tight ends in the same draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to happen again tonight.
It's what they do. Wildlife Wale says Big Truz.
Yeah.
Referring to Mark Ingram. Dre Dog says, will Adisa Isaac make the team this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, he's been hurt, right? I mean, he's still there. So the good thing about a new coaching staff is everybody starts from scratch. And I think one of the guys that we're seriously underestimating is Simpson. Simpson has all the tools to be an elite level player. His issue is reading and reacting. It's not athleticism. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if Jesse is the linebacker whisperer with Simpson and all of a sudden he unlocks him? We're talking about a dude that runs a 4'4", 6'3", 240 monster off the ball backer that could do all of it. Like, everyone forgets about him because he couldn't really, obviously, Teddy came in and took the starting will linebacker job from him. But Simpson found a role. He found a way to kind of make himself valuable. Special teams, third down, pass rush, could spell Teddy when he needed a break. So maybe this is his year to say, you know what, I'm the starting off ball backer. I got all the tools to do it, especially when Teddy is coming off that ACL. You know what I mean? So
Simpson's also going into
his 4th year.
His 4th year?
I think so, isn't it?
He should be ready.
It is his 4th year, isn't it?
Yeah. It is his 4th year. I just looked it up. Wow. Yeah. Time flies, because I still remember when he was drafted, because in his press conference right after, I mean, he was fired up.
Yeah.
And so I actually expected him to become the starter much sooner. But sometimes it just clicks later for some people. And so I agree with you. Like, he'll be squarely in the mix. Okay, Wes, go ahead.
No, you read that, and then I'll make my statement after we answer this.
All right, Wes Hall says, Femi, do you anticipate playing more nickel than base these days, either 4-2 or 3-3?
Yeah, no, I think we're going to be in a lot of nickel and dime. So I think we're going to be a lot of 4 down linemen and 3 down linemen with 6 DBs on the field. Like, think about this for a minute. Kyle Hamilton is basically a big nickel. He's like our will linebacker, right? So imagine a situation where you have 6 DBs on the field, right? Kyle's one of them. And all you have on the field is Roquan as a linebacker. And so you have 6 DBs, 4 rush D linemen. You can go with that NASCAR package, and then you have Roquan playing true Mike Backer. That will be of all speed, all hands on deck. Like, that's going to be insane. Yeah. So very intuitive question, Wes. So I expect like our base defense is going to be nickel. Like, that's basically our base defense. You know, you've got Jalen Hawkins out there, right? You've got all the DBs between Marlon and Cheeto, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's exciting to think about because there's going to be a lot of speed on the field, and that's going to be really disruptive. So we could go with 3 down linemen. I mean, there is a universe technically where you could go 3 down linemen, 6 DBs, and a Mike Backer. That would be bonkers, but you could do that. You know what I mean?
I love the word bonkers.
Sorry, yeah, 3, 6, 9. Actually, no, that's not even right. Actually, it would be 3 down linemen, 7 DBs, and a Mike Backer. You got to get 11 guys on the field. So there's a universe where you could do that, which would be crazy.
What was the last comment you were going to say before I brought up the super chat?
Oh yeah, I was going to say I was trying to look at what pick we're at. We're at pick 58. I was going to say I need to make another appearance on another pod real quick. I was going to jump to that and then come back before. Want me to come back before the 80th pick or after the 80th pick?
Before it.
Before it? Okay.
We got some time. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me do that. Let me do that. Yeah. I'm gonna go on to whose pod am I going on next? I don't even remember. It's like my 5th one. I have it in my calendar, but if I go to my calendar, then I'll lose you. So you know what it is? It's Derek's. It's Derek's.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
Coach Coleman.
All perfect. 22. Yeah. Yep.
All right, tell him I say hello.
I will. I'll be back.
Okay, we'll see you.
Bye.
Femi, I am Adejo here. Okay, let me bring
Well,
in.
for sure.
Hold on a second. Let's get that there. Okay, let's kind of reset here for a second. That was a blast. Kind of coming down from the high of that pick a little bit. And I got to tell you what, man. Me and Femi, I feel like we build energy off of each other. Like after Femi comes on, because we both get so intense and excited, I feel like I need to take a nap. So anyway, we still got a ton of super chats to get through. We still want to reset, see what's going on in the draft. I haven't even seen what's been going on. We still got some clips here from Zion Young. There's so much to do. There's 2,800 of you concurrents, which I really appreciate because listen, like Femi just said, he's got 5 appearances tonight. There's so many good Ravens content creators that you guys could be with right now, but you're right here inside the vault. Some of you guys are Vaultrons and members, and I appreciate you taking in the draft with me and with Femi, and he'll be back soon enough. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys being here with us. So let's reset here. If you're just joining us, the Ravens have already picked at number 45, and it was a guy that I am over the moon about, Zion Young out of Missouri, edge rusher, outside linebacker, defensive end, 6'5", 6'5" is what this guy is bringing. And boy, oh boy, is he an all-around edge defender. You want him to go and stop the run? You want him to contain on the outside? Checkbox. We just watched a whole film study of him doing those things. You want him to get his hands up at the line of scrimmage so the quarterback can't see over? Check. He'll do that for you too. You want him to get after the quarterback? 6.5 sacks. 6.5 sacks. And he takes pride in the run game. And the Ravens have that with Tavius Robinson. They do have a guy who can do that, but they needed more. And Zion Young is just an all-around edge defender. This does not mean that Mike Green can't still develop. These are different players. Mike Green is more of a pass rush specialist, just like Trey Hendrickson. Those guys are kind of in the same mold. And Femi was very confident that Trey Hendrickson could be much better against the run than he was with the Bengals. I appreciated the confidence that he had in him. I don't have it quite yet, knowing that the Bengals took him off the field on 1st and 2nd down. And I understand what the Ravens just paid Trey, and that was Femi's reasoning for saying that he'll still be on there. But I want to actually see him do that because there's lots of tape showing that was one of his weaknesses. So anyway, Zion comes to town. He does his Zoom press conference with Ravens reporters. He reveals that he is a former high school teammate with Nate Wiggins. They've already been in contact tonight. Zion said, yeah, he's pretty happy with the pick. I bet he is, Zion. And I bet the Ravens are pretty happy. I mean, I'm over the moon. Like Femi said, it was kind of like Denzel Boston, right? When we first came on tonight at about 7:30, we're 5 picks into the second round and Denzel Boston's still there. And it's like, dang, could he drop to 45? Because that'd be crazy. He did not drop to 45. You kind of thought Zion Young the same thing. Oh, he's sitting there, but there's no way he's going to make 45. No, he made 45. And now he's a Baltimore Raven, and he's reunited with his guy. Okay, here is Zion Young talking about what he's going to bring to Baltimore.
New personality. A guy that's very consistent. Got us very consistent on and off the field. I'm looking to stop. Of course, runs on first, second down, and then of course sat the quarterback on third downs, and then the rest is history.
With the nod with it. All right, let's keep going with these super chats. RVA Raven fan said third should be a center, please. And then a wide receiver, tight end after. I can co-sign on that, RVA. Appreciate you. Really should have worn my glasses. Unpretentious says Young said he's bringing a Super Bowl back to Baltimore. Even if he has to be the kicker. We got to go find that clip. Let me see something. Did the Ravens post it? This is still crazy to me that the Ravens, okay, so September 27th. So where's the bye going to be? They better not make the Ravens have a bye like week 4 when they're coming back. I don't want an early bye like that. Maybe they can follow it up with like a Monday night football game. Man, that would be an early bye. So we'll see. It'll be fun, but now I'm really interested in where the schedule release is going to come out and where they're going to put that bye. Zion Young, quote, I am looking forward to bringing a Super Bowl back to Baltimore. Whatever it takes, I'll be the kicker for sure. There you go. You love that team mentality. That was transcribed by Jeff Zrebeck there. He said he's a big fan of Trey Hendrickson. Said, I'm coming in as a sponge. He just keeps giving vibes of like, bring your lunch pail to work kind of guy. Ready to soak in whatever Trey Hendricks is telling him, saying, hey, I will be the kicker. I bet he'd be willing to like, hey, you remember Lamar at the Pro Bowl when he would come around, he became the water boy? Zion's given that kind of like vibes that he's just ready to do whatever it takes. Zion Young jokes with Ravens reporters that they didn't seem fired up enough on their conference call with him. And he tells them, let's get it together. I got to tell you, some of the reporters in there, and I know that they want to be objective. Their job, the reporter's job is not to root for the Ravens. I'm a former member of the Ravens, and so is Femi. So we do not hold back our encouragement of the Ravens, and that we root for them. And we want them to succeed for sure. But sometimes if you listen to those press conferences with the reporters, it is kind of dull. They're like, congratulations. Welcome to Baltimore. Where do you see yourself fitting in? So he closes his press conference. I'm kind of getting all this in real time. Saying, let's get it, flock. Let's flock together. He's already buying in. That's great. Let me know. Oh my gosh, I just saw this come in. Hold on a second. This is when Dwayne Ledford first sees Venga Yawane when he pulls up to the Ravens facility. I'm seeing the Ravens just posted this. So here, I got you. Here we go. Dwayne and Big Dog Venga Yawane.
Oh, big guy.
Well, let's get this in here.
Come on, big guy.
There he is. How you doing, man?
Good, boss. How are you?
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Congrats again.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
So excited.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So excited.
What's up?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fired up to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Come on, big guy.
My God. What's up, man?
Doing all right, man?
Doing great.
Good,
Doing
man. Likewise, man.
Absolutely.
I like the outfit, man. It's nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I like it.
There he is.
There he is.
Man.
What's
How you
up,
doing?
Doug?
You doing?
Feel good.
Congrats.
You? I appreciate you, man.
You look
Thanks so
great.
much. Thank you.
Congrats. You fired up?
Yes, sir. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. Yes,
So
sir.
are we.
Absolutely.
So are we, man.
Let's do it.
Born to be here.
Absolutely. I was real happy. Got the call. Got the little area code he told me about. I knew it was a call, man. So I was ready to go. So
You were ready for it.
yeah, absolutely.
Dwayne Ledford's a big dude too. Obviously a former offensive lineman. My goodness. My goodness. I got to tell you, that clip right there showed both Minter and EDC meeting him outside by the van. That is not something I remember that John Harbaugh and Ozzie Newsome used to do. And I brought that up when the Max Crosby thing failed. The whole trade failed because he said he never saw the guys. Then there were reports that Minter did see him early in the day. EDC didn't. EDC was obviously trying to work on other deals. It was the first day of free agency, of course. But I don't know if you guys can find it when other draft picks arrive. If you used to see Harbaugh or Ozzie out there, I don't know if that's turning over a new leaf. I don't know if that's like a Minter thing. And EDC's like, yeah, it's just like the new up and comers, not as old school. But that was interesting to me. Let's see here. Let's get back to super chats. Olu, he says, Obi Femi, my guy. He'll be back. He'll be back for sure. He went over to Coach Coleman for just a minute. Steve Schapp says that was how to pronounce the Steelers' first round pick. Oh, that's how we do it. Okay, because I was just calling him Max because it was a difficult pronunciation. Kobe Pruitt says Eagles traded for Vikings Greenland, did they? Wow. Okay. Well, at least he stays in the NFC. At least he stays in the NFC. Ravens don't really need to be in any outside linebacker trade talk anymore. I can tell you that much. I feel like the Ravens are set. Tony Randolph back again. Thank you, Tony, for your support. He says, I think Trey's struggles on the run came from the team he was on and their lack of defense. I believe we will see a different Trey when he's got help. You are right there, lockstep with Femi. Femi said the same thing. Tony, appreciate you. Clinton Ganaway says, say it with me, folks. Trenches, trenches, trenches. We're getting great value, and this team is going to seem brand new next season. Love it. Thanks, guys. Love you, Clinton. Appreciate you and the super chat and all your support. Liza, the Louisville Lamarite. I like it. Liza, the Louisville Lamarite, sends a super sticker for $5. Appreciate you, Liza, and your support. Oh my goodness. And I know your name because I know your profile pic. I sure wish that we had him on here though. XXTXTXTX. She says, Logan Jones is gone. Run on the centers begin. You know what? Let's bring this back up and kind of get an idea because we've been out talking about Zion Young for so long and looking at what was going on there. So there was my guy, Avion Terrell. I kind of liked him too. Not as much as Zion, but he's gone. That was long ago to Atlanta. Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle. D'Angelo Ponce, the Jets. Jake Godley, linebacker. Brandon, is it Sis or Sissy? I don't know. Another cornerback. Woo, that's a lot of cornerbacks going there. CJ Allen, linebacker. Eli Stowers. So, yeah, somebody had said to go get Eli Stowers in the third round, but he gone at number 54. And, of course, who likes him? Howie and the Eagles. Let me bring this down here so you guys can see. Gabe Jacobs, edge of Illinois, gone. Another tight end gone. Oh, Logan Jones is gone. I was interested in Logan. Center out of Iowa. Like, I'm sorry. But offensive lineman out of Iowa? Yes, please. Yes, please. That seems to work frequently. And I know it worked with Yonda, and I know it worked with Linderbaum. Iowa just, like, breeds offensive linemen, especially on the interior. But there goes one of my dreams. So he gone. Safety gone to the Browns. Another tight end of Marlon Klein to Michigan. Uh-oh. Then there was an Alex Hill Jr. and then Max Clare, another tight end out of Ohio State. So, ooh-wee. Yeah, there are some tight ends gone. And like I said, that's 3, 4. Oh, baby. So that was 4 tight ends pretty close together between picks 54 and 20 and 61. So in less than 10 picks, you've got 4 tight ends gone. Now, the class is deep. Everybody's talking about how deep it is. But yeah, there goes some tight ends. You don't want to see an early run like that. Let me go over here to Twitter and let me see what else we could be missing here. Yeah, well, here's Jeff saying it just a minute ago. It's a deep tight end class, but they're coming off the board rather quickly. That's 4 tight ends in the past 8 picks. That's what we just learned. That's what we just learned. So let's see here. Yep, no, the NFL seems to be up to speed with everybody else on Twitter. So we'll see what's happening next. Who's on the clock? Looks like the Bills are on the clock. Their pick is in, actually. And so now the Chargers are on the clock at number 63. So we're almost wrapping up here the second round. Woo-wee. We have been cooking tonight. We've been absolutely cooking. So Bills, Chargers, Seahawks. That will round out the second round. So as we await those picks to round out the second round, let's go ahead and get back to Super Chats here. Yeah, we've left off this one, Logan Jones. Wes Hall says, same time zone. I think, so bye won't be too big of a deal. Just a long flight. Oh, I see what you're saying with Brazil. Is Sao Paulo in the same time zone? That's actually a really good question here. Sao Paulo, East Coast time zone. Because that would for sure be helpful. Sao Paulo is not in the U.S. East Coast time zone. Okay, so they're 2 hours ahead. That's still not that bad. It's going to be 3 hours ahead for Dallas, though. That'll be 3 hours ahead. But lots of people that are on the West Coast or East Coast, when you play the other coast, that time zone is already built in too. How long is the flight from Baltimore to Sao Paulo? It's in Sao Paulo, right? Do I have that right? Oh, that's a 10-hour flight. Woo! Woohoo! Oh, yeah. I don't know. I would prefer that they give the Ravens a Monday night football game than give them a bye in week 4. So we're going to find out on schedule release night, which is usually a week after the draft or something like that, a week to 10 days. Tyler Burnside said, new staff, early bye could be good. Allow for change. I guess that's the upside. And woo! Okay. This is killing me. I'm going to have to leave super chats and come over to the regular chats. Remind me your name, XXTXTXXX. Remind me your name because you have been extremely generous tonight with not 1, not 5, not 10, but 20 gifted memberships to Voltron's. Sherry, thank you so much. Sherry, more than a 50 burger. That's a 100 burger right there. So much goodness in the air right now. Thank you, Sherry. That is awesome. If you guys, maybe this has happened a while ago and I missed it because I've got like 4,000 screens up, 4,000 windows. I'm kind of everywhere right now, trying to keep tabs on Zion Young's press conference, talking to Femi, looking at super chats, watching the board, watching Twitter. This is an absolute blast. So I apologize that I didn't see this when this came in. But you're right, Afia, Friday night. Maybe Sherry just got paid. Sherry, appreciate you. If you're one of the people that received one of the 20 new memberships that Sherry just doled out, give her a meatloaf. That's Bobby's job. I'm not the meatloaf person. That's Bobby's job. I can try. Ma! Does my mic go out? It always seems like my mic goes out. Ma, the meatloaf! Okay, they're saying the game is in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, not Sao Paulo. Okay, let's recheck this out. See how long that flight is. Okay. That's even worse. That's a 15-hour flight. That's a 15-hour flight. What, MA? I promise you, my mic is not cheap. I'm the one who found this mic first. This is probably one of the best mics you can find on the market. It's a Shure. Bobby copied me when I got this mic because it was so good. It's my settings that I must have wrong. I'm doing something wrong with the settings. So that when I yell, it goes out. Sherry Ramirez. That's not you. There's two different Sherrys. But Sherry, thank you so much for the 20 super chats. Man, that is a long flight. What time zone is Rio de Janeiro? Let's see here. And it is 10:11 in Rio right now. So they're only an hour. So that's not bad. That's a long flight, but it's an hour difference. That's crazy. Somebody's saying it's noise canceling. Is that what I'm doing wrong? That it has noise canceling on there? Okay, guys, we've just hit the third round. We've just hit the third round. Hold on a second. Let me go back to the second round and finish up the last 3 picks there that just happened. So the Bills went ahead and took another cornerback. Davison. Oh boy, do I want to try to say this? Igbino-son? I don't know. No! No! Jake Slaughter's gone. My guy. The center out of Florida. Hold on. I just got to mourn it for a second. Okay, so yeah, now we got to switch gears, right? We got to say it, Ellison. I want to say it. He gone. Oh no, Jake Slaughter gone. Okay, so we got to move on to Hecht, right? Like that's where our head is at. Hecht and Lou. Okay, I gotta. Okay, listen, I gotta be happy because the 2 guys I wanted in the first and second round, I got them, right? I can't have everything I want. Logan Jones is gone out of Iowa. I really liked him. I see that, chat. I see that Slaughter's gone. I already see that. You must be behind, some of you. Slaughter's gone. Logan Jones is gone. But Connor Lew is still there. Hecht is still there. Hold on a second. You know what we're going to do? We need to. Is Pregnon still sitting there? Has Pregnon not been taken? Holy bejesus. Okay, let's go to the prospects and see who's up here. McCoy is still sitting there. Wide receiver Brazil. Who said in the super chats they wanted? Am I saying Brazil right? I think so. There's Pregnon. He is still sitting there. My goodness. Then we got a safety sitting there. Nah. Where are these safeties? Where's my centers? Okay, there's Connor Liu. Here. Let's do this. Let's do position. Let's check out who's sitting there at the center position. Okay. Connor Liu is sitting there out of Auburn. Sam Hecht, as you guys have pointed out, is still sitting there out of Kansas State. Sam Hecht, 6'4", 303 pounds. Dude is massive. And yet they say he lacks ideal mass and length. But it'd be hard to find a center in this year's draft with better technique. Okay. Let's check out Connor Liu here. 6'3", 310 pounds. Team captain, but he's recovering from an ACL injured in October of 2025. You know we have PTSD in Baltimore of drafting players who've been injured, but this is October 2025. I see some of you in the chat screaming for EDC to do something since all these guys are being taken. He rarely trades up. That is true. That is true. So there's okay. After that, there's Brian Parker, the second out of Duke, and then Trey Zune, and then Matt Golban. Who was it? Was it you, Dreams? Who asked me to look up Golban earlier today? Was it you out of Michigan State? Was that Dreams or was that Osmodius? Was that Osmodius that asked me to do that? Okay. Let's get back on track. Here we are in the third round. Okay. We've got that up. So the Ravens will be picking. They're number 16 in this round. They're number 16 in this round. So we got a minute, but they got to be moving here. They got to be moving here. Okay, let's get back to super chats. We've had 50 so far. Sherry hooking up 20 people. Then on top of that, Rob Cheeks becomes a channel member here inside the vault. Appreciate you. We're at 2,922 concurrents. Let's see if we can get that up to 3,000. We got, holy bejeezers, 1932 of you are from my Twitter account, and 994 from you are from YouTube. Appreciate you guys being here as we wait for the countdown to the Ravens in the third round. I think the majority of us here are hoping for that center. Okay, let's see here. Mad Rasta says EDC is cooking with a chef emoji. Hellraisers only. For real, though. I love the first two draft picks. Okay, Donovan Carter Art and Design. Okay, says, EDC 2 for 2. This draft for the Ravens got me all trenched up. Domination on BTH on both sides is what he's saying. Yeah. I mean, I feel good about the draft so far. I love it. RVA is back saying Rio is one time zone from B More. Monday Night Football should be enough rest, I hope. Still don't like international games. Who's your favorite center we could go get? Well, my favorite center is gone. Slaughter. I also really liked Logan Jones out of Iowa. But seems to be some popularity. I'll tell you, Femi was saying Hecht. And some have said Golban. Connor Liu. Those are the guys. But my favorite guy is gone. Samuel Moore. All of the Ravens content people are absolutely great at what they do. Keep on giving us great content. Love y'all. We love you. And it's so true. There's so many great Ravens content creators in the YouTube space. So many. And we often try to like collaborate and push, you guys to each other, because no reason to have any animosity. And I don't know of any that go on between all of us. None. Okay. Yeah. Incognito here says, Njoku loading. Shoot, remind me of your name. Bobby's always the one who remembers the names because he's reading these. That's my bad. I got to come over here to live to see what they tell me. Okay. Steve Stapp says, everyone hit the like button for the draft live. Sarah, you're killing it tonight. Thank you. Yes, if you guys could hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, please consider doing so. And if you want, become a Vaultron. Sherry has given out a few of those gifts tonight. A few as in 20. Real Estate John's in the house. He says, who do we want at pick 80 Vaultrons? I think a lot of us are going for center. Seen a few people ask for wide receiver. We shall see. There's a run on centers and tight ends right now. Incognito is back. Remind me. Of your name. Sorry, I was reading some of those chats that I'm not going to repeat. Okay, here we go. RVA is back. Crap, there's going to be a run on centers. Trade up, PS. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's on Eric's board right now. I wonder how many of these centers are all kind of looking good together. Cardinals pick is in. We'll see what that is in just a minute. With the Broncos on the clock, there sure seems to be a run. Osmodius is here. Says, I'm the one who asked you to check out Goldman. I thought it was you or Dreams, but you're right, Richard. It was you. Okay. Well, he might be our guy. So you might have to be the one to catch us up on it. Glenn says the fact that we got someone better than Fano. Oh, I thought I was caught up, but another one just came in. Wes Hall says Lamar tweeted and said, our draft picks have been fired. Let's go check out what Lamar's saying over here. Let's go check out Lamar Jackson. Let's see here. He's not coming up in my feed, so I'm just going to go to him. Man, I just love how engaged Lamar has been this offseason. He said Braxton Miller, Ohio State highlights go too crazy. He did that an hour ago. And somebody says, Lamar, focus on your new teammates, twin. LMFAO. You're frying me. He says, self-explanatory. Do you see our draft pick so far? All fire. Braxton Miller's got to feel good about that, though. That he straight up tweeted that out. Braxton Miller. I just okay. Okay. It is self-explanatory, but doesn't hurt to put out something like that. Incognito says the very tides rise and fall at my win. Oh, it's the Sea King. It's the Sea King. I should have known that. The Sea King. The very tides rise and fall at my whim. Jennings Dunker, flaming red mullet with all the black unis would go hard. Okay. Jennings Dunker. I got to see this dude's hair. We got to check out this dude's hair. Oh, yeah. I remember him. All I had to do was see the hair. I feel like he had some standout. Did he have some standout highlights at the Combine or the Senior Bowl? What is sticking out to me from that? The Sea King. Let me take that off. Let me bring in this just beautiful, beautiful mane of hair here for Jennings Dunker here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this guy. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. You know what that reminds me of is Jennings, their former center ginger that the Ravens had. Is that his right name? No, it wasn't Jennings. Ryan. Remember he went to he was like the security guard for Joe Flacco. And when Joe Flacco got a concussion in the Dolphins game, Jensen, that was it. Jensen, not Jennings, Jensen. Ryan Jensen. Is this like a new Ryan Jensen? I mean, it would be weird to want a draft pick just because of his hair, right? That would be weird. But I'm sure he's got a lot of other upsides going for him. Yeah, Jensen went on. Here's the thing. Here's why I remember Jensen. Well, I remember him for a lot of reasons. But he went to a tiny school. He was one of those small school picks in Pueblo, Colorado. My uncle was the head basketball coach there and then went on to become their athletic director. So he knew Ryan Jensen really well. So when Ryan Jensen was drafted, I went up to him right away and I was like, I think you know my uncle. So he was a 6th round pick out of that small. It was, University of Southern Colorado, Pueblo, not like the big University of Utah State or Utah. Not Utah. I keep putting Utah because I lived in Utah for a while. University of Southern Colorado, Pueblo is where Ryan Jensen came from. Raiders are on the clock. Is what everybody's telling me right now. The Sea King wanting to get Jennings here. Let's go back over to see who is on the clock and what is going on in real time. Stop this screen here. Here we go. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so the Cardinals went and got themselves a quarterback in Carson Beck. Unless I'm missing it, there just were not a lot of quarterbacks that went in the 2nd round, right? Seems like it's been a minute. Yeah. Was there a single quarterback taken in the 2nd round? I mean, what a truly thin quarterback class. My goodness. Not a single quarterback taken in the 2nd round. In the 1st round, obviously, the 1st overall pick was Mendoza, which was known. And then we know about Ty Simpson, which was a lot of controversy. We learned earlier today, which I mentioned at the top of the show, that the Rams actually tried to trade up ahead of the Ravens so they could get Yane. So the Rams wanted Yane. The Steelers wanted Yane. Who knows who else wanted him? But my goodness, are we at the top of the 3rd round? And only the 3rd quarterback has been taken? What a weak class. That is crazy. Carson Beck, the 3rd quarterback taken in the 2026 draft. And it waits until pick 65. My goodness. Now, the depth of this draft is the offensive line. And the Ravens got definitely the best guard, arguably the best offensive lineman, period. Now, I know some other offensive linemen were taken ahead of him at the tackle position. But that there's more position value there, and some teams just need that. That doesn't mean that they're better than Yane. We will find out. Maybe Fano will have a better career, or Maui Goa. So we'll see. Any centers off the board? Yeah, Mike. Any centers off the board? I'd say there's been a little bit of a run. Been a little bit of a run there. Okay. Broncos take a defensive tackle. Tyler Ani Yedman? Ani Yedem. Okay. And the Raiders pick is in. Kieran Crawford, edge out of Auburn. Ravens are good with that. Don't like seeing these interior defensive linemen keep going, but it is what it is. Now we are waiting for the Eagles. Their pick is in. The Bears are on the clock. And look who else is on the clock with us. Femi Ayanbadejo is back. Femi, they've had a little bit of they're having a run on centers. What's going on? Slaughter's gone.
Sarah, you got me cussing in this. You know what?
It's not me. It's the other teams, fam.
So, did you see my post on X?
No, I've got too many screens over. Let me go.
Hey,
look.
you need to pay attention, girl. You need to pay attention.
Are you doing 6'7" over there? That's what my.
I am. I didn't say the words though, but anyway, sorry.
Is that my coverage tonight? It's about 6'7", pretty mid.
Yeah. I mean, it's dead. It's dead. The 6'7" thing's dead. But I tried to get low key. I tried to be slick. But so we have my number one guy is gone. Obviously, the Chargers, dude. Like they look at stuff the way that we do. Like it's just you know what I mean? So the Chargers got him.
When you take ADC's right-hand man.
Yeah. And then Logan, who was my number 3 guy, is gone. But my number 2, Hecht is still available. Yep. Hecht is still available.
What do you think of Lou?
Look, if they think he's healthy and look, if it wasn't for the knee injury, he probably would have been like my number 2 or my number 3 anyway. But there's a kid out of Duke named, I think it's Brian Parker. He's a converted tackle that's going to play center. Mm-hmm. So he was my number 5 guy. So if they think he can don't draft a center unless you think he can take the job. Believe he's capable of taking the job. Like right. if you don't believe he is, then just draft BPA it then. Let's not even mess around then. Like we'll have to figure it out. Make a trade. Like I don't know who's on the street right now. Center is like the has the least depth of all the positions in the NFL right now, I think.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
In the draft and in free agency.
Right, which is why the Raiders paid a boatload of Linderbaum is because the demand is higher than the supply.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's why they went what is it, $9 million above?
Well,
what Freed had?
Well, it wasn't. Well, it's not. It's yeah, it's 9, but it's the percent exactly. Yeah, you know who you're dealing with. You already checked yourself. I was about to check you, but yeah, it's all good though. But you're right though. Like qualitatively, you're right. Like that's the problem. Like they saw it coming. You know what's super gangster though, and we'll see if it plays out. But I want to tip my cap to the Rams. If you really believe that Ty Simpson is a first-round pick. And nobody needs a quarterback, and you got a first-round talent at number 13. You're not going to be at number 13 again in your mind because you're too good to ever get there again. And you have a guy who's your MVP, but he's going to be 38. He's on the last year of his deal. You can get a starting caliber quarterback on a rookie deal. That is some next level three-dimensional chess stuff if it works out. You know what I mean? But
right.
But nobody else believes that Ty Simpson is that dude. Like I don't see it, but what do I know? I'm not Dan Orlovsky, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So yeah, I know. Everybody's catching strays right now, Sarah.
I was gonna say that was a stray to Dan. What's funny about Dan is I like genuinely like Dan. He's been on the show.
Yeah. No, I like him. He's a good guy.
He really is genuinely a good guy. Obviously because of Josh Allen and his connections to the Bills and all that. But no, I until that MVP year and he tried to change the meaning of MVP. That's where he lost me.
Well, Dan is one of those people, in my opinion, is that he's socially awkward, but like a football schematic savant, but a nice guy. Like right. Socially, he does things and says things like he didn't have to put Ty Simpson out there that way. He could have made a statement and framed it in a way that said, look, Fernando Mendoza. So let me say this real quick and it'll all tie together. I promise you I'll put it in a bow. I think Fernando Mendoza is Andrew Luck. That's what I think. Now I know in the grading system, because Andrew Luck was at Stanford, and he's awkwardly athletic, more athletic than you realize, can get first downs with his legs, loves his teammates, super intelligent, sweet, kind, awesome guy. Fernando Mendoza is the same thing. Awkwardly athletic, can get a first down with his legs. Started at Berkeley at Cal before he transferred to Indiana. Loves his teammates, stayed at home to be with his mom for the draft. That's some Andrew Luck stuff. You know what I mean? Like, everything about him, from the way he plays to the talent, to the size, to the intelligence, it screams Andrew Luck. I haven't heard anybody else make that comp, but I've been saying that for a long time. Had he just come out and said, I think that, and not that he has to see the Andrew Luck comp. The point is, though, is that Fernando Mendoza is not just your run-of-the-mill quarterback. I think he's a number one worthy quarterback. Nobody else on the planet, or very few people, think Ty Simpson is better than him. Now, if you want to say Ty Simpson's a first-round talent and you see some skills, why make the comparison, though? You don't need to make the comparison to make the statement that you think Ty Simpson is good. Fernando Mendoza catches a stray. You look like you don't know what you're talking about. And because what you said made no sense, nobody can focus on Ty Simpson's skill. Everyone's looking at the statement and the delivery and the lack of nuance and thoughtfulness behind it, and everybody's got their panties in a bunch because you didn't think it out, and you should know better. You're on TV every day. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So,
he should be more polished.
But Dan does this all the time, Sarah. It's Lamar, it's Josh, it's Ty Simpson, it's Fernando Mendoza. It's all the time. It's how many times have you seen Dan get attacked by people on the show because of the way he says things and does things? There's a lack of like, as an adult, Sarah, like, you've been through things, I've been through things where I've learned my lesson, and I know if I do this a certain way, people are going to have a certain type of reaction, when in reality, I don't want them to react. So I got to think about a way of framing my argument or making a statement that allows people to just focus on the statement and not allow other people to catch strays that aren't part of the discussion. You would think he'd be better at that, but he's horrible at it. And that's my problem with Dan Orlovsky. He's great at X's and O's and talking about offenses and evolution and what this looks like and how that works and who runs what. When you ask him to put the social skill into it and the human part in it, it all kind of falls apart for me.
And maybe that's why producers like him, though, because it's statements like that really go viral. It's almost like, okay.
But all attention is not good attention, though. In my world, I don't subscribe to the idea that I don't subscribe to that. And you know me, like I will always be honest, but I really do try, and I'm going to say it because it's my phrase. I try to talk you off the ledge, not push you over it. Like, that's the thing I try to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think Dan thinks about it that way. So
probably not. Another tight end's off the board. Sam Rush.
Sam Rush is good from Stanford. Yeah, good player.
The Bears got him. Femi, do you feel like there's going to be 4 tight ends on this roster this year, given that there won't be a fullback? A traditional fullback?
I do. In a couple of my drafts, and people have lost their minds, I drafted 3 tight ends. And
3?
I did. Let me tell you why. Because at the end of the draft, there were so many good tight ends left that, like, I was like, I can pick anybody I want. It's like the 10th pick. I'm going to pick the best player available. And on a couple occasions, it ended up being a tight end. Okay. And to your point, though, like, we're not going to have a fullback. So you're going to end up with 5. Check this out. Just hear me out on this. We have the least number of signed athletes on our roster right now. The Ravens, the least number. We lost 15 free agents. Okay. The roster needs to have 90 people on it. Does it matter if you draft another tight end or you sign a UDFA? No, it doesn't. You're going to have 5 tight ends in camp. You only have 2 on the roster. Yeah. So you need to have 5 tight ends when training camp starts. So, you know, and now, unless you're assuming that we get my man Njoku, which I would love, but, you know.
They could. Hold on. I just saw this video come through of Zion Young and his passion after they won a coin toss.
You want to select defense, okay? Auburn, what side of the field do you want to go to? It's in the field, so you'll be on offense first. Swing around from this way, Auburn. Missouri, over here.
Let me play that again. I was messing
with wow.
He's fired up over a coin toss.
You want to select defense, okay? Auburn, what side of the field do you want to go to? in the field, so you'll be on offense first. Swing around from this way, Auburn. Missouri over here.
Oh, he's playing.
Sarah, Sarah, you had to plug your ears on all of that, and you know what? I'm here for it. I love it. I love it. Let's go.
He's already getting into their heads from the coin toss.
I hope they won that game. I hope they won.
Crazy.
I hope they won that game.
They won that game too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of energy I just feel like we need. And people always used to, I don't think this is true. I actually disagree with this. There would be a lot of times that people would say Harbaugh would only pick choir boys.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true. I feel
not
like
true at all.
that's like, no. But this is the energy that people are talking about when they say that. They're like, we want dogs. And when you got somebody yelling over the refs can't even talk, and you're already like amped up before that coin is even tossed. It is exciting to have players like that.
Sarah, you know what's awesome about football is you can get away with that. You know, in basketball, they would have texted you up right there. You would have got like 2 texts for that. You know what I mean? So football, like the refs let you talk and they let you play. That's the thing about football that's awesome. Like dudes are cussing each other out and threatening each other and saying all kinds of things. And like people just let them play. Like they just let them play. Like it's not, you know, it's almost well, you don't get to hear it. Like the mic obviously caught all of that, which is pretty rare, but that's football. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure out what game that was. Like, was that?
It was an overtime game. So if you, you don't need to pull it back up and run it again, but I bet you if I can see who the team is, all I'd have to do is put in Missouri versus so-and-so overtime game.
It looks like Auburn.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me bring it up. That's showing him so much you can't hardly see. Is that Auburn?
I can't see the other side. I see Missouri, but I don't see the other. I just see 17-17. I can't see the other teams. They're cut out. Oh, is it Auburn? Oh, I see the helmet. Yeah, it's Auburn. You're right.
Yeah,
it's Auburn. Yeah.
2025 Auburn game.
So Auburn won 28-25?
No, I'm saying it was in 2025. Let me look up.
Okay.
Let me see who won this because he better have won that game.
They better have won.
Femi, what were you like on the field?
I could be a bit of everything.
Okay, Missouri won 23-17.
Okay, cool. That's good. I'm glad they won. After all that.
Were you a talker?
I not really, because I'm one of those people that I like to just do my work. But if you talk to me, I'll talk back to you. But I'm never going to initiate it because I realize, for me, even though it's just in my mind, I always felt like if I talk too much, that was a bad vibe. That was like putting out negative energy when I didn't need to. Like I'm a vibe person. I don't believe in creating negative energy. You know what I mean?
You're like
I don't ever. I'm so rooted in data and science. Like I'm a data-driven person, but there's just certain things that for my mental state, I don't like to be an instigator or an agitator or a negative person because I just don't believe in putting that energy out there. Does that make sense? But if people talk trash to me, I will respond, but I will never start it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not good at walking away, Sarah, believe it or not. It's really hard for me to walk away.
I do believe that. I do. Listen, I still remember the first time I got put into a text chain with you and Bobby. Because you will go with Bobby and you will not stop. And Bobby's has to wave the white flag. I get that. Okay. I got a question for you because you want to say anything else about that?
No, it's just funny because I know exactly what you're talking about because Bobby would stand 10 toes down on stuff and I'd be like, bro, you're so wrong about this. And because he just won't admit when he's wrong, but to Bobby's credit, he's come a long way, in my opinion. I feel like he has. You know what I mean? So
we analyze Bobby on his show while he's not.
Yeah, I know. Someone's gonna send him a note later, like, "Hey, they were talking about you."
Yeah. Wait a minute. How was the sauna this morning? And then I do have a football.
No,
question.
it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow morning.
Oh, it's tomorrow morning. Okay, let him know. Let him know.
I will. I'll let him know that we talked about him. I'm letting him know that we told him we missed him and we were. Yeah.
Chad is saying Bobby never admits when he's wrong. I got to tell you, he's done it, but it is rare. But people say the same thing about me.
But I think you're better at it. But because remember, you and I used to debate in the beginning about certain things. Remember, we actually agree a lot more than me and Bobby do.
New facts to me, I will for sure back down.
Yeah.
But if people give me emotional stuff, I'm like, no, that's not swaying me.
Yeah.
But you when you present new facts to me, I have no problem being like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
No, for sure. But I do think that in chat, I know like the chat stuff is hilarious. Like I'll be reading the chat stuff sometimes, but Bobby has gotten so much better though, I think. But anyway, what's your question?
Okay, my question is, because we haven't been able to talk about this. I've given my opinion on the show at noon today. What were your thoughts when Bane, Ioane, and Kenyon Sadiq were sitting there? Were you thinking Bane, or were you still with Ioane?
I was still with Ioane, but I would have been good with Bane. You know what I mean? Like I would have been fine with Bane, especially seeing that. Well, so this is the thing. Bisontis went before the 45th pick, so that wouldn't have worked. Rutledge was already gone. The person that we could have got was Pregnon, though. So if we went with Bane, we could have got Pregnon, so I would have been happy still. Like it would have worked out. You know what I mean? But what I love though is we went Venga and we got Young. Like look, Young, like let's do this. Bane and Young. That's the comparison right now. Like I'm not missing Bane right now. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not missing Bane right now. I'm not. And we got the best guard in the game. We got the best guard in the draft.
Maybe the best offensive lineman. That's still to be written.
So like I'm good. Like I'm good with what we got. I could not have seen this working out this way. But had we gotten Bane and Pregnon, I'd probably be sitting here like, we got Bane and Pregnon. We're good.
Right.
That's what happened.
I literally said the same thing right before you came on when we picked Zion. I was like, this makes Ioane even better. And they would have probably, like Pregnon, although Pregnon was sitting there for a while, so maybe they would have gone with a different guard. I don't know. We were all kind of assuming Pregnon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what you're hearing in your conversations and whatnot. But I'm with you. Like it would have just been the flip. But like edge and then offensive lineman guard, like it's fine. But for me, even before I knew Zion, and I said it today at noon, I said, I'm not even looking back on Bane. Yeah. That's how much I love Venga, because you can't keep putting Lamar in this situation. You can't do it because no matter how good Bane was going to be, even if Bane becomes a Pro Bowler, even if he becomes a double-digit sack guy, if Lamar's hurt, it means nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And you want to use that guy.
Sarah, did you pull up my tweet, the one that you were going to share? Did you look and see who my number 2 guy was in that list of potential picks for 45?
Yes, here. Let me go get it.
We just got to show the chat. We got to show the chat that your boy was trying to keep it, keep his head in the game.
Here we go. This is it, right?
Yep, this is it. Oh, it's my it's in no particular order, but these are the people that I thought we could draft. And so Zion Young is right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I just wanted you guys to know that I had my head in the game. You know what I mean? Like I didn't expect Zion to be there, but I did have him as my BPA edge guy. So
there you go.
So those are my BPAs at all the positions. So that's what I put up right there. I thought we could have went in any of those directions right there.
Is there any position? Okay, we're on the same. They're saying Delp is gone.
Who's gone?
They said Delp.
Oh, Delp is gone. Oh no.
Oscar Delp.
Okay, don't tell me the Cleveland took him. Okay.
No.
Or the Giants took him. The Giants
Hold
took
on,
him.
no.
Oh.
No, Delp is to the Saints.
To the Saints? Okay.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Let me pull this back up.
Dude, Delp is nice, man. Look at him. Dog. Ugh.
Before that, we always gotta check out the AFC North picks. The Bengals before that.
Sarah, real talk though, Cleveland's having a heck of a draft. For real.
Though.
They're having a heck of a draft.
When they moved back 3 spots and still got their tackle, like that was like Ozzie Newsome stuff right there.
Look, I've made this statement, and I hope that no one mistook what I was trying to say, because it probably came across like a backhanded compliment, but it wasn't. I talked about how innovative our coordinators are, and I know that Jesse's not the coordinator, but it's his defense. Since Mike McDonald, we haven't had an innovator, and probably it had been a long time since we had an innovator, and we're known for having innovative defenses, like for sure. But on offense, I mean, we haven't had any. I mean, Greg Roman's run schematic is innovative, but like a truly innovative offense from top to bottom, it's the first time probably since Brian Billick, and we weren't even known for our offense. We were known for our defense. You know what I mean? And Declan Doyle is a true young innovator on the front line, taking what he's learned from Sean Payton and taking what he's learned at Detroit, and he's going to bring it here, and he's going to build it around this group of young men that we have, and it really is going to be innovative. So Coach Monken, in my opinion, is A-level NFL coach, and now he's an NFL head coach. He's an NFL head coach's head coach. Like, that's how good I believe he is. He might even be a better head coach than a coordinator, in my opinion. This is why I think Cleveland is a bigger threat than we realize. Like, they're slowly building like weapons to hurt us. And I'm watching it happen, and I'm like, dang, it's really happening. They're actually doing what I didn't want them to do. They are drafting smartly, and they're drafting players that can help their quarterback. And they already have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They're going to be a problem. And I made the statement, like, whatever the over-under is in Vegas for wins, take the over for Cleveland. I just got to give them their flowers for a minute. Like, I'm not dumb. I'm not blind. My purple lenses don't, like, I can't lie to you about what I see happening. You know what I mean?
Truth. You're optimistic with the purple lenses, but you still see truth.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. No, I agree. In the Browns, man, it's not like old school days where it was just like, okay, you can count on 2 Browns losses wins over them every year, the way the Bills can do that with the Jets right now. And Monken is a good coach, and they do have a phenomenal defense, but what the Ravens got over them is a quarterback. And this is a quarterback league. This is a quarterback league.
I mean, I still think we're more talented and we should win the AFC North next year, but it's just going to be, like when they had Baker. It's like when they had Baker and remember that game when they came here and they whooped our butt? Like they had a good team and they let the quarterback go like that. They pulled them. They went and got Deshaun Watson. They had a good thing and they ruined it to try to get a better thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, we don't need to go over old stuff, but you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but let's do this though. We just reviewed the Browns. Here's the Bengals. Did the Bengals not have a first round pick? No,
they traded it. Remember, for Sexy Dexy, the number 10 pick, they traded it. Yeah.
What was your reaction to that? I thought that was a big overpay. No. You told me it was like maybe they're more important to the Bengals because that's what they need. That's what they
exactly.
Need.
Yeah, I think they're one of a handful of teams where that trade makes sense because he's more valuable to them than anybody else. Because the hole that they had in that defense, it made sense for them. So I understood why they did it. You know what I mean? Now we don't need to do it. I wouldn't have done it. Like the number 10 pick, like come on now. But I understood why they did it because their defense was that bad. But quietly, they got Boya Mafe. Now they got Sexy Dexy. Like now they're building up a defense. They're building up a strategic weapons system. You know what I mean? They got
right here Cassius Howell, edge out of Texas A&M. That was their 41st
He's a good player
pick in the second round, and then just in this third round they got Takario Davis, cornerback.
Yeah, he's a solid corner. Yep, he's a solid corner.
Okay, so obviously you like who's the bigger threat in the AFC North? I think we're both taking Bengals because they have a quarterback.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's talk about.
Pittsburgh hasn't done. I'm not sure what they're doing.
They're getting played by the Cowboys and Eagles is what they're doing. Okay, so this is what the pronunciation guide was for us, Femi, earlier. It was for Matt, and I already forgot what the pronunciation guide was.
Is it Ihanachor?
That sounded really good to me. That sounded really good to me.
He's Nigerian, but he's not Yoruba for sure. I don't know if he's Igbo or Cass, but his last name, I can always tell if somebody's Yoruba. That's not a Yoruba last name, so I'm not familiar with him.
So they have kind of a developmental project with their first round pick.
Yeah, their second round pick is nice though. Yeah, Jeremy Bernard is nice. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's a good player.
As good as Makai Lemon.
Yeah, no, not as good as Makai Lemon, but he's kind of similar. But Makai Lemon is special in all the ways. And I love me some Makai Lemon.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I was going to say, let's take off our purple glasses, which I know we can do. And we'll give the Bengals Sexy Dexy as their first round pick. We'll count that.
Okay.
Who's having the best draft in the AFC North?
I think right now it's going to be between it depends on who we get with this pick right here. But I can make an argument for Cleveland or for Baltimore pretty equally, I think. You know what I mean? Because pull up Cleveland's picks and look at the talent that they picked up. Like, look at they got some receivers. Like Casey Concepcion is like Zay Flowers, dude. Like, that's how good he is, in my opinion. Now, maybe he's not going to end up being Zay, but Zay was what, our 22nd or 21st pick, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Concepcion, he's the one who had the stutter, right? And had a really cool. Oh, yeah, that was really inspiring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sarah, think about this. Spencer Fano by some people.
They got Boston too.
Exactly. Boston 6'4", monster. Yeah. So check this out, Sarah. Fano is regarded as the best offensive lineman in the draft by some people. Like, just overall, the overall best. Let's just go with that. Whether we agree or not, let's give them their flowers. Let's say Fano is the best or one of the best, just linemen, not guard, just linemen, right?
Sure.
And then you have Concepcion, who everyone thought was a really talented receiver. Like, he was already slated to be a back of the first round pick already. They got him too. So he's a gadget guy, fast. Like, he's like Zay. Let's just say he's like Zay. I think that's a fair comp. And then you got Boston, dude. This dude is a dog. Big, 6'4", 215. Go up and get it. Red zone threat. Like, he's a really, really good player. And then I don't know a ton about Warren. He's out of Toledo, right? So I don't know a lot about him, but the first three guys, I mean, come on, like, really, really good players.
Now that I brought it up, it's hands down to me the Browns are having the best draft, but they also had 2 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders, so you better have a better one.
Well, but that's why I'm tempering it, because I'm not just looking at how many picks and the quality. I'm looking at what they've done with those picks, and I'm looking at what we've done. I'm just looking at it in aggregate. Like, if it's all about who has the most highest picks, then yeah, they're going to win. But I'm trying to be more nuanced. Yeah.
Yeah, you are being more nuanced than that. So baseline, though, you have 2 firsts and 2 seconds. That should give you a head start and who has a better draft. But on top of it, then you got to perform. But in that first round, they went back 3 spots and still got their guy. And if the Ravens ended up with Fano, I would have been super happy with that too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I can't beat on that pick because I would have been cool with that. How many of us were screaming for Boston once the second round started and he was still there until number 7? Concepcion, you already talked about him, and I'm with you. I don't know Warren that well, but those top 3 guys, I can't hate on any of those picks.
No, they're really good picks.
But they did well with them.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I need to see what we do. But like right now, if you said like, hey, like forget about the number of picks, but the quality of players that they got with what they had, they made it work. I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't say no, you're wrong. Like no, they may be having the best draft. I'm totally cool with that. Like that's fine.
Wow. Okay, so let's see where we're at. The Steelers, the pick is in. We'll see what the pick is in pretty soon. So that means
Joey Porter and his son are up there. Sorry, I had to say it.
Oh, that's okay. I bet they're getting cheers for sure right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to try to get back to Mark Ingram and his son. We'll see. Okay, so they picked a quarterback, Drew Aller.
Oh yeah, from Penn State.
Penn State.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
I'm glad. Good. Take a quarterback. That's good. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Yeah, I'm not worried about Drew Aller. Sorry, I'm just not worried about him. I'm not worried about Drew Aller. You know who I got, Sarah. You know who I got for Drew Aller? I got Zion Young.
Yeah. If Drew's even out there.
Yeah, exactly. If we have a fist fight, we already know who's going to win that.
Yeah. No, that's funny. No, here's the thing. This year, and I've said this a few times, but I want so badly to have a revenge game on Aaron Rodgers where he was just chilling back there. He was just chilling on vacation. What were we doing? Lamar Jackson has this phenomenal fourth quarter. We already know what happened with the kick, but like Aaron Rodgers just chilling. But
Sarah, you know what? It's easy to forget how that game went. He was averaging 3 yards a play until what happened in the first play of the third quarter. Do you remember?
No.
Kyle Hamilton got knocked out of the game.
That's right.
We were whipping their ass, Sarah. We were about to tech them. We were about to beat them down, and that's what happened. And then the game got a little. That's when they started moving the ball. Was when Alohi knocked Kyle out of the game, and then it went from 3.5 yards a play to like 6.9 yards a play. That's when things got crazy. And even with all that happening, we still had chances. And look, Cheeto had a great season, but he fell down on that. Remember on that touchdown, he fell down. Like weird stuff happened. But look though, we're here now. We got our new head coach, right? Like everything, and we're winning the draft because of that loss. Like right now, remember I told you it's all connected, right?
True.
We ended up with the guy that they wanted, and then they wanted another guy, and that team jumped over them because loose lips sink ships, like you said. And like now it's all they won the
us, we'd be having the developmental. I don't know. We wouldn't have taken a tackle somebody else, but we'd be the ones back there being like, "Dang, nobody fell to us at 17." Okay, all right, fine. You're making me feel better. Okay, real quick, let's catch up on super chats. Where Packers pick is in, Colts are up. That's number 14. So we're about 3 picks away from the Ravens. Let's catch up on super chats before this new information comes in. We should also look at best players available. So let's cruise on some of this stuff. Let's see, is this the right one? No, let's go up. Where did we leave off? Here we go. Oh man, I can't see it.
Now there's another. No, go back because somebody was talking trash. I got to get after him.
I'll get to him. I'm going to get to him just a second. McCoy, It says McCoy would have been a top 10 pick if healthy. If he's still available at number 80, is that too good a value to pass up? Is McCoy still there?
He is still going to be. I think he is still there. Now the issue is like, remember, we've had a couple things now where we drafted guys like David Ajabo with the Achilles, and then Emory Jones with the shoulder, and people want it. They want the kid when they hear the talent, and then the season starts. If he's not what we hope he is, then they get mad at EDC because they took a hurt guy. Like it's this catch-22 thing. You want to be back in that scenario? I don't want to be in that scenario, but I think that McCoy is a first-round talent for sure. Now, Eric Pye isn't going to care about what the fans say. Like he's going to do what he thinks he needs to do. If I think McCoy is healthy, I would take him probably because I think he's that good. But remember, we need a starting center. You know what I mean? Like we still
available. We're 3 out. Yeah. Connor Lew is there, Sam Hecht is there, and then Brian Parker.
I would take Sam Hecht right here because if McCoy could still be there later, and you could always trade up and get McCoy later. But if we believe that Hecht is a starting center, then we got to take him.
We got to do it.
Yeah,
we got to do it. Okay, next up, Chosen One says after that coin toss, he destroyed them for 2 overtime periods, and they won the game. Got a sack, tackle for loss, and pressure to close the game out. He's a warrior. I'm going to go check out those highlights.
Yeah,
he did that in 2 overtimes? All right.
So
go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay. No, go ahead. I'm ready for this one.
I know you wanted this one. That's what I'm trying to get
So, Femi, you crazy with a tight end count. 3 tight ends? Wow, this dude does not – clearly you are not studying, bro, whoever you are. If we don't draft one, here's the number. Bears dude, 89, Njoku. We want O-line fighting for the roster. I don't even understand what this dude is saying.
I think maybe he's saying, like, you want more offensive linemen, maybe, like, in competition, maybe, for a roster spot?
So let me help this person out. Like, we have plenty of linemen, and let me go back to the original thesis. We need a 90-man roster. We have the least number of players in the NFL right now on our roster. Yes. Okay, we're not going to have a fullback. So we're going to have minimum 5 tight ends in training camp. It doesn't matter if we draft a guy at the back of the 7th round, which is what I did when I said I drafted 3 tight ends. I used my last pick of the 7th round after I already had 2 because he was BPA. We're going to sign an undrafted free agent tight end anyway. We could bring in Njoku. So no matter how you look at it, we're going to end up with 5 tight ends. So don't get caught up in whether we drafted 3 or we drafted 2 and we signed 1. You got to get 5 tight ends in training camp. We're not going to have a fullback. So just think larger picture. Now, in regard to like we don't have Njoku yet. Like and there's no guarantee we're going to get Njoku either. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Although I know you'd love it. Okay, here's one of your favorite guys. My Timber Shivered says if we pick up Clowney and draft Lou, we have 2 off-ball rushers, a great guard, and a starting center. EDC is what I thought he was. He was held back. So Timber Shiver saying,
interesting take. I hadn't thought about it that way, Timber. That's an interesting one. I don't think EDC was held back, but I definitely think that him and John were partners and they collaborated a lot more than he probably has to collaborate right now. You know what I mean? So maybe in some way you're not wrong. But first of all, I would love for Clowney to come back, and I would take Hecht over Lou, by the way. I think Hecht is better. I really do. I think he's better, and he's healthy. Remember, Lou's coming off an ACL. So that goes back to the same discussion we just had about the corner. You know what I mean? I think we've learned. I just think that block is hot on the injured players with high ceilings. Like we need to leave that alone for a minute. I feel like it has backfired on us a couple times. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're going to keep going. Tony Ronald says, I always wondered how many past picks were Harbaugh's picks and not EDC's picks. I like John, but I felt like he got in EDC's way during the draft season. So same kind of sentiment here. I will say I'm forgetting who it was, but one of the Giants players were already questioning some of Harbaugh's picks in New York. So
really? So
yeah.
I like, you know how you're like Bane is gone. I'm kind of like Harbs is gone. I really have not looked at anything the Giants have done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. 4S World says, I was the one who Lamar replied to. Okay. You weren't here for this, but we were looking, somebody pointed out some of Lamar's tweets while you're over on Coleman's show. And he's out of nowhere, he said, check out, I'm forgetting who it was, Ohio State guys highlights. So apparently it's 4S World who replied to him and said, hey, maybe you should like focus on your players and your team. So Lamar replies to him and says, oh, I thought that was the obvious. Our players are, and then had like 5 fire emojis. So
okay.
I'm sure that Lamar just made his night replying to him. That's great.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. He says he likes the Rook so far, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
Okay. And then this will be the last one to catch up before this pick comes in because we are awfully close. Ravens are on the clock. Ravens are on the clock right now. Wes Hall says, I know we need a center, but Keontae Scott is still there, and I love the way this kid plays so far. So looking at the best available for Jeff's Reback, not just at center. So for tight ends, he's got NC State, tight end Justin Jolly, Kansas State center Sam Hecht, who we're talking about, Auburn center Connor Liu, who we've talked about, Louisville wide receiver Chris Bell. Did you have him on your list?
Yeah, I do have Chris Bell on my list. Yeah.
Miami defensive back, Keontae Scott, or Tennessee, and who we've talked about, Jermod McCoy. So you already talked about the injury there. But
so McCoy, but Chris Bell's also coming off an injury.
Oh,
Chris Bell's like first round talent too, as a receiver out of Louisville. Yeah. So this is the thing. So let me say this. We need to get Hecht right here. And then in the 4th round, hey, we're playing with house money. BPA, let's go.
There we go. That's where we start going. Because then you can go tight end or wide receiver.
Yep.
Maybe interior defensive linebacker.
Yeah, I'd say this. Let's go center here, and then let's go tight end or receiver with the next pick. And there's still going to be tight ends, in my opinion. How many? We have 2 4th-round picks, or do we have 1 4th-round pick?
We have. Hold on, I got it over here. Let's see. Where did I put it? Here it is. 4th round. We got 1 4th-round pick. We have
and four fifth rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Look, so after this pick is done, we're going to have a night to sleep on it, and we're going to have, be able to kind of like let the dust settle a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we need
Hecht.
We know who you want. It's Hecht.
Yep.
Who do we think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be Hecht.
Would you be hecting happy? They're saying no. Ravens are taking USC wide receiver
Jacobe Lane. Yes, Jacobe Lane. Yes, I actually love Jacobe Lane.
Okay,
he was my 4th-round pick.
Center? What about our center?
Hey, I don't know. I guess they don't think either. Hey, listen. Hey, real quick.
What's wrong with Hecht?
Hey, so maybe they know something we don't. That's the thing. But you know what though? I was just talking to somebody about Jacobe Lane in the 4th round. 6'4" beast. He played opposite. I know. I'm getting caught up in the shiny objects right now, Sarah. Dang, I'm getting caught up in this.
You abandoned your boy so quickly.
Well, but the funny thing is like he was one of my targets, though. He's been one of the dudes I've been like talking about for like a week.
Okay, well,
you know what I mean?
He's 6'4". What do you like about him?
I mean, he has massive catch radius. He's got speed. He is a red zone threat, huge target. USC has a pro style offense. I mean, like there's really all there is upside for him. Like I think you're going to be really happy with what you see with Jacobe Lane. Steve Smith did a great job breaking him down, actually.
Oh, we should go find it. We should go find that. I will go find that. Okay, well that he screams red zone target to me.
Yeah, so he's that X guy that you kind of you said you wanted at one point. You want that X. He's
well,
in.
No, I wasn't saying I wanted. I was saying that fans are infatuated with it.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Not that
But
I'm
I mean,
against
but,
an X. I'm
no,
just
but I
saying,
think,
like,
well, remember
fans
one of
think
my,
that an X receiver is
Yeah.
a number one receiver and nobody else is. That's been the argument.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, we already know who our number one receiver is, but like, if we want to look at like the demographics and like size and like looking at like the idiosyncratic, like how we're built, like this guy is different than all the rest of the receivers that we have. You know what I mean? Like, like Tez can still do his thing, and like everyone's gonna have a role, I believe. Like this kid checks a box that we don't check right now, in my opinion. You know what this is like? This is like Sadiq, but he's a true receiver. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, but Sadiq was like crazy upside athleticism, right?
Yeah,
By the
well,
way,
because he was a tight end. Yeah.
This clip from it's not a clip. It's a 25-minute thing. So I'm gonna have to look at this and maybe cut it up for tomorrow.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
Steve
do that.
Jacobe
Yeah.
Lane.
Oh, look who's making an appearance.
Hi. What's her or his name?
His name is Newt.
Newt?
Yeah, he's a kitten. Yeah, he's like 5 months old.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, I got a Maine Coon too, and he's like 25 pounds. He's huge, but I don't know where he's at. He's in here somewhere.
How many other pets do you have over there?
I just have 2 cats. I'm a cat guy.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Jacobe Lane is massive. He's going to be your X receiver that will. I mean, who is he threatening? Is he threatening Bateman?
I mean, he's kind of in his own lane. Yeah, I mean, look, you can only have like 3 receivers on the field at a time most of the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So everyone's gonna have to fight for their spot. You know what I mean? Is Mark up there again? Yeah, Mark's up there again. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could. Well, I'm gonna go back and watch this later so I can hear what he's saying. Unless you're gonna play it.
Well, once they post it, I will do that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
This is Lamar getting what is this? Is this also like an Isaiah Likely replacement a little bit?
This could, hey, I like that. I like where you're going with that. Yes, this is kind of that big bodied, like can go up and get it, throw it up there, let him make it happen. I can't wait. Like, are you watching ESPN right now too, Sarah?
No, I don't have time for that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought maybe you had it in the background. Like I'm watching his highlights right now, and this is exactly red zone, one-handed catch, back of the end zone, like literally what I was just talking about, the red zone capability. Now he's in the slot, he's running a drag route here, catches the drag, and to the house, gone. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be happy with him. Look, I don't know why they didn't choose the center. Maybe they feel like they can get the center in the 4th round. I don't know. I want the center, but like this is who we got, and I'm happy with him. Sorry, this is one of my guys I circled. You know what I mean? Like the way that I kind of wanted Jake Rodriguez, this is how I feel about Jacobe Lane.
Okay, I'm going to bring in highlights that you just talked about. NFL just posted it. I might get copyrighted, but sometimes when they let us have it in the small window and having commentary, they'll let it go rather than it taking up the whole screen here, and then you can kind of run us through this. Let me make this bigger and then I'll rewind it. Yep. Okay, here we go. That ball is tipped.
Man, and look at the catch. Like, look at the concentration between the corner and the safety. That's an inside slant route. Is very similar to how Jacobe looked when he ran 4.48. Look at that, 4.48. Ooh, let's go.
Okay, so I was going to say, when I was watching the highlights there, maybe it's because I'm so used to watching Zay all the time. He doesn't pop off the screen as like fast because that's not him, right? He's like this 6'4" guy.
Yeah, he's got his
right there, which was not official.
Yeah.
I think the official was 4.47.
Okay, but I mean he's 4'4" and he's 6'4", 220 or 215 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lamar's
I think we can get excited.
Lamar's got a target there.
What's the chat saying? Are they excited? Are they bummed? Disappointed? Do they have any expectation? Where they at?
Let's see. Yeah, some are saying Isaiah Likely, terrible pick. Could have got him in the 5th. They're saying I hope he's better than Boykin. Oh man, Boykin. What's crazy about Boykin is he had such a fire training camp that I was legit a believer that. So this is why I do not buy into wide receivers until they hit the regular season. I've been burned so many times when they've like looked good. They said that he was a zesty touchdown dancer. Okay. I think people are still getting over not having a center. I am concerned, Femi.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wanted Hecht. I really did. And hopefully there's a way they can still get him. Maybe they'll trade back into the round or something. But like, look, I'm only kind of happy because I think he was a 4th rounder. I had him in the 4th round. That's what I wanted. Because I was thinking BPA 4th round if he's there. I've been mocking him. Like, I want to say like around 120, somewhere in there. And we had our pick, we had a 115, didn't we? That was our next pick, 80 and then 115, I believe. Is that right?
Right here. Let's get it here. 4th round, 115.
Yeah. So I had him right there. I had him kind of like right in that area. And I think because that's one of the guys that I targeted that had a high upside and like kind of checked the box for me. Now, look, the center situation needs to be addressed, in my opinion, unless EDC and Coach Minter know something we don't in regard to Bullock and Pinter that makes him feel really comfortable, or unless there's somebody on the street or another team that has a center that we're going to acquire. You know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about what their plans are, how they view all the guys on their roster. But I think Jacobe Lane is a really nice pick. I've been looking at him. He's a guy that I targeted. So,
well, I mean, you were clearly excited when the pick went down, for sure.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked because well, for 2 reasons. One, that we didn't pick a center because I was like, I felt like I've been so tapped in on all this that I was completely like shook by the pick because I didn't expect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, let's get super chat here. Brad Williamson coaching says, Femi, what do you think about Brailsford at center, 4th or 5th round, or is our center on the roster in Emory Jones?
Yeah, so good question. I don't know anything about Brailsford. I did see a center from Indiana that I mocked a couple of times, I believe. I think it was a center from Indiana, and he was like a 5th round guy. But I will look at Brailsford when we get off this this pod, take a look and see. But Emory, you know what's interesting is I wondered if Emory had played any center at all, but I feel like I don't want to call it buzz, but I think some people think that Bullock is better. He's better than people realize. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
okay.
I don't think that makes anybody feel better, but
I was gonna say that sounds like cope right now. I don't want to cope with Bullock.
Well, we got time. There's a long time between now and training camp, sir.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, listen. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap up here. Let you go. I've taken up so much of your time so far.
Yeah, it's all good.
You've probably been on with me well over an hour. Surely appreciate that. And listen, great draft so far. We're both nervous about center, but we've got time, like you said. The Ravens have got to have a plan. It might be Bullock, or maybe they feel like there's still some good centers in the 4th round. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a starting center in the 4th round?
I mean, I didn't mock a starting center in the 4th round, but like that's just me. Like I'm just one of many.
Like Hecht and Lou aren't going to make it that far, right?
That we don't know, but maybe they trade. So wait, the 3rd round is 3rd round's not over yet, Sarah?
No, it's not over. But I didn't expect the Ravens to come back up and do anything.
But
I don't know.
It's possible, right?
It's surely possible.
We'll be surprised at the same time, but separately.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll text you if it happens.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Text me. We'll have our reactions online. But I appreciate you and all the time you've given. Excellent analysis as always. I always enjoy your energy. I feed off of it. So it's always nice to have you on, and I appreciate you.
And no, I appreciate the time. And VAULTRONs, let's go. We should all be optimistic. Nothing to be sad about, right?
Nothing to be sad about. Just curious about the next rounds. That's all.
Yeah, no, we could be a little anxious. We could be a little concerned, but we should still be optimistic at the same time. All right.
All right. Appreciate you, fam. Have a good one.
I'll talk to you later. Yeah, thanks.
Femi Iambadejo giving up so much of his time tonight. We've got 4,300 concurrent viewers right now. Holy moly. Over 1,100 or about just under 1,100 of you from YouTube and 3,202 from my Twitter account. Thank you, everybody, for coming over from there. This is crazy. Okay, so Jacobe Lane is going to meet with reporters via Zoom at 10:20. So how about this, guys? I'm going to pull this up. Let's stay here a little bit longer. We're going to listen to this press conference with Jacobe Lane. Let me see. I'm going to bring it up on my phone like Bobby always does. We're going to listen to him live, and then we will react on the other end. Hopefully by then, by the time we listen to that, I'm really hoping they're going to have Mark Ingram. And you guys probably watched it live on TV. I don't have it in front of me. I want to see what Mark Ingram did the second time he was up at the podium calling the names out. Are they going to put this on YouTube, or am I going to have to go over to the Ravens app? Bear with me, guys, as I go out here. I just didn't want to keep Femi much longer. He was so generous with all of his time. But it's supposed to come up at 10:20, which is in 1 minute. Let me go to video here. No, I don't want to rate it. I'm not going to rate your... I hate those rating things that come up and say, will you rate me? I'm not really a rater. Okay, I'm seeing some more super chats come in. Lefty Hole DG says, so what do we do at center now? That's my question. Who knows who's still going to be there? Hecht and Lou is still there right now, I do believe. Sherry saying, wishing the heck we took a center. Trevor says, what was his 40? He was a 4.47. Remember, he's a 6'4", 200 plus kind of guy. So hold on. Let me see if this comes up. I don't want to miss this. Is the website going to live stream? Here we go. Okay. I've got it up for when he comes on. We'll be ready. I'll be ready to, I'll put it in the microphone here. Let's see. Steve Smith agreed with me on Lane. Doesn't get off a jam and too light in the ATSE for special teams. Okay. Man, I'm just wondering if people just stay away from centers for a minute. And I just wonder if it's a calculated risk by EDC. I don't know. I will feel much better if Hecht or Lou is still there tomorrow when the Ravens are on the clock. Row Live says we have 40 fifth round picks. If they want a center, trade back in for one. Thing is how many people want fifth round picks? I mean, are fifth round picks moving you to like say, let's go? I don't know. Okay, Sod Blitz. What's up, Sod? He says, feel the same this year as last. Should have bundled up some late round picks to move up a little. Would have loved to see Hill Jr., Delp, or Branch. And dang it, Sherry is just back with the generosity again. Thank you, Sherry. She's gifted out 10 more memberships, giving out so much generosity. That's 30 total. That's a 50 burger. Mother meatloaf. That's Bobby's job. I'm terrible at filling out of that. I always say, woo, on a 50 burger. Thank you so much, Sherry. Sherry's just killing it tonight. 30 of you have new memberships. Okay, now let me see. Somebody's pointing out, and they're calling it a nasty highlight as we await this press conference with Jacobe Lane. Let me see what this. See, some of these, I don't even know what I'm bringing in. I just see all the commentary and people reacting to them sometimes. But I'm getting it. I'm going to be reacting at the same time as you guys. So let's see this highlight that people on Twitter are calling nasty. Here we go. Get back up there. Take that down. Put this up. Now let's rewind here. Whoa, that was the one-hander. That was the one-hander in the corner. Oh, not really the corner of the end zone, but in the end zone sideline catch. I need to zoom in on that. Somebody get me a zoomed in highlight. My goodness. Oh, there it is. What? Okay, that was the one-hander that Femi was talking about. It's QB. Let me go back to this zoomed in thing. I mean, the DB is right there with him. He is right there with him. Look at that. Look at that. That's like OBJ type fingertips catch. And then he reels it in. Oh. I'm sorry. If you're that cornerback on him, safety, whatever he was, it's just like, what else am I supposed to do, coach? What else am I supposed to do? Derry L. Johnson said, can we go back, draft Bain, then guard in the second, and move up in the third for an actual quality wide receiver? No, we can't. We're happy with the top 2 picks. Much love to you, though. Yane and Zion is a great combination. I got no problem with that. I'm a little bit nervous about center. That's all. The draft isn't over. Trevor Cawley says, does Lane beat out Bate so that Tez can have an impact too? That's what they're all going to be. That's what they're all going to be competing for. Bring in competition. I'm here for competition as much as possible. Now, when is Jacoby going to start here? So we're still waiting on Jacoby. Ravens communication department said it was going to be at 10:20. That's okay. Hey, I may have been late to a live stream once or twice. You guys wouldn't know about that, right? I mean, because it's so infrequent. So I'm not really going to complain about that. We start on time every day in the vault. Right? Okay, guys, in the chat, give me a grade. We're done for the first 2 days of the draft as we await Jacobe Lane. As we await him and talking to the media. We've got 3 we got 3 picks for the Ravens in the 2 first. Thanks, Sophia. Right. Let's just all pretend. Okay. Ravens. Venga Ioane, Zion Young in the second round, and then a curveball for sure with Jacobe Lane as a wide receiver. What are you giving to Eric DeCosta right now? I wish I knew how to build out polls. I've never built a poll out before. I wonder if I could figure it out. If we have time, I will. If you guys want to wait around, I will. 1 a.m. Stop the cap, Sarah. You was late yesterday. Yes, that is true. Okay, I'm seeing an A, B minus, A, B plus, another cap sign, a D. Come on, buddy. Come on, Darielle. B plus, A minus, slap on the knee joke, B plus grade, Sherry, B, B plus, B, A minus, B minus, B plus. Love that pick. B plus, A, B plus, D plus. 1MA. Explain yourself. Sometimes, are you a contrarian, 1MA? Are you a contrarian? There's no way this is a D plus draft so far. There's no way. The first two alone. Got a couple more Bs, couple As. Okay, I'm seeing most people in that A minus, B plus range. There's some Bs there. So B to maybe a B plus range, A minus range is what I'm seeing for most of y'all. It was an A until he drafted Lane, is what some people are saying. That one really threw me off. And I'm not even against Lane. I'm just so nervous. About the center position. Do a poll while we wait. Yeah, while we wait for Jacobe Lane to come on. Okay, he's just trolling. That's what I thought. 1MA. Okay. Lane dropped what? You think he dropped that in the highlight I just showed you? You saying that he dropped that? I don't know that I'm buying that right now. I don't know that I'm buying that at all right now. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. I think people on Twitter are the same as me. A little bit nervous about center. Well, yeah. I mean, Lane is gonna be a red zone target, which I like. Lane is gonna be a red zone target. because how many times this is underrated right here. This is an underrated problem that we don't talk enough about this offseason from last year. What in the world happened to the Ravens red zone offense last year? It felt like for years with Lamar Jackson. Okay, some people are tweeting about Jacobe Lane, but Ravens YouTube isn't bringing it up yet. Are any of you guys hearing it yet? I'm not hearing it over there. Let me go back over to their... So I'm seeing tweets on it, but the video isn't coming up yet on YouTube that I'm seeing. Let me see. Let me refresh. Jacobe Lane still says upcoming. Okay, well, as we're still waiting, even though I'm seeing reporters talk about what he's saying, he said, I definitely wanted to end up here, meaning in Baltimore. He enjoyed his 30 visit to Baltimore more than any other team, he said. I would really like to listen to that if the Ravens YouTube could get it moving here. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what wide receiver wouldn't want to come play with Lamar Jackson. I don't see any person that would, any wide receiver that would hate that, even though people like Eric Mangini make it sound like Lamar doesn't need offensive linemen or wide receivers. So anyway, let me get back to my point until this comes up. I don't know why it's not loading. Underrated problem was red zone offense last year. For years with Lamar Jackson, it was like, oh, they make it to the red zone, they're scoring. Ravens would be inside the 5 with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman. And like, they couldn't score. It was so crazy to me how the red zone offense just completely dropped off. And I do think a big part of it is the trenches, which is why I'm glad they got Yane. But they also need a red zone target at the wide receiver position, and that's what Jacobe Lane theoretically can do for you. Now, here's what makes me a little bit nervous just because of the past with the Ravens. The Ravens have not found, before Zay Flowers, the Ravens had a bad history of drafting wide receivers, period. Doesn't matter. First round, second round, third round, whatever. Eric DaCosta, that's where you got to give him his flowers. He's been better drafting wide receivers since he's taken over. Hollywood Brown, 1,000-yard season with the Ravens. Ravens got another first-round pick out of trading him. Then you've got Rashad Bateman is just like not fully come into his own. I wouldn't call that a hit. But Zay Flowers is that guy. They just confirmed that they're doing a 5th-year option with him worth $28 million. That is by far the most the Ravens have spent on a wide receiver. And Eric DaCosta yesterday confirmed that he is working with Zay on a long-term deal. He said he feels confident it's going to get done. That's what front offices always say, that they're confident it's going to get done. Sometimes, like we heard with Linderbaum, they will admit that there's work to be done. Okay, so Zay Flowers kind of turns it around a little bit with Hollywood Brown. I don't know that I can say that Bateman's been a turnaround for that. Okay, good. He's done that in the first round. But can EDC now prove, along with Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle, that they can draft and develop wide receivers beyond the first round? And I think Jacobe Lane, Tez Walker, Tez Walker, are some of these guys going to say, hey, look, yeah, we're going to prove that the Ravens and Eric DaCosta can also hit on wide receivers out of the first round. Good job for changing the narrative on first round wide receivers. But can you do it later on? Tez Walker, Jacobe Lane, you guys are up. You guys are up. We'll see what you can do. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens YouTube page because the reporters are tweeting everything out, and this is not coming up on YouTube. It keeps saying it's coming soon. Okay, so instead, I'm going to let you guys know what reporters are saying. Yeah, he said that his top 30 visit, his favorite one was with the Ravens, and he was hoping to become a Raven. I definitely wanted to end up here. Jacobe Lane on his contested catch ability. He said, as soon as that ball's in the air, you can guarantee it's coming down with me. He had 10 contested catches last season. 10. That's according to PFF. Yeah, Afia, it's not even on their app either. I don't know what's going on over there. Sometimes these things happen, though. Sometimes you can have technology issues. He was asked about catching passes from Lamar Jackson. He says, quote, if that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. I'm sure he's so happy to be with Lamar. I'm sure he's so happy. Okay. The Ravens have officially removed their Jacobe Lane live video. So something obviously went wrong with the technology. Okay. Let me just check in. Let's just check in real quick on who else has been taken. I need to see if any of the centers are still going to be there when I wake up tomorrow morning. Let's see here. Add to stage, remove you, add this to stage. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. Oops, I'm stuck. Let's go to rounds. Round 3. What do we got here, folks? Oh, Pregnon finally went. More tight ends. More tight ends. More cornerbacks. Another wide receiver. Defensive tackle, defensive tackle. Am I in round 3 here? Okay. Okay, so there's Jacobe Lane. Albert, okay. Look, the centers are still there. Oh, but there's so many picks left in the draft. There's so many picks left. Yeah, it's fine for Pregnon to be gone for sure. Not worried about that. But there's a lot of picks left to be had. So I don't know if Hecht is still going to be there by the time this night ends. Jacobe Lane, according to Jeff Strebeck, Jacobe Lane talked to his former USC quarterback Caleb Williams to get the scattering report on Ravens offensive coordinator Declan Doyle, who was with the Bears last year. Lane said that Williams praised Doyle and told Lane that he's a stickler for the details. Good. Oh, you want to know another Ravens connection now? Todd Heap was one of Lane's high school football assistant coaches. We gotta get Todd Heap on the horn. Let's see if we can bring him. Let's see if we can bring him on the show. I want to get Haloti Nada this upcoming week. Not that you guys need to remind me, but in case I forget, Bobby's usually the guest booker, so I'll have to tell him. We need to get Todd Heap on the horn, and we need to get Haloti Nada. Haloti Nada obviously was used as a comparison from Eric DaCosta, saying Ioane reminded him of Haloti and kind of their personality and their temperament. Kind of makes you wonder, could Haloti Nada have been a guard? Probably. So we need to get those two former Ravens. We need to talk to Todd Heap because he was one of his assistant coaches. So he said that Heap was one of his mentors and one of the best human beings he's ever met. Todd Heap is a good dude. He was there when I first started with the Ravens in 2005. He was a good dude. He is a good dude. Jacobe Lane said he hopes he can be half the Raven that Todd Heap was and call him a big influence on who he is as a man. Man, that's a nice thing to say. You hope you're half the man of Todd Heap. That's cool. So he seems to be having a few Ravens connections here. Jacobe Lane was asked what his favorite route to run is. A fade with a big smile. He's got a huge crowd behind him. Absolutely huge. Big smile on his face. Yeah, this will be interesting. This will be interesting. Listen, this is the biggest thing that I'm going to miss about Isaiah Likely was these super, like Lamar, just throw it up high. Isaiah Likely would point up in the air, just throw it high. Lamar, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, Lamar. I've got the biggest radius. I will climb a ladder and I will go get the football for you. I'm going to miss that because he had that chemistry with Lamar. And I know he has chemistry with Mark Andrews. You guys know what I'm worried about there. It's more in the playoffs than during the regular season. And so, like, that's what I was talking about with Femi. Obviously, they play two different positions. Isaiah Likely at tight end. And Jacoby's going to be over at wide receiver, the ex-wide receiver position. But what I'm comparing here is that they can go climb ladders. They've got a huge radius. They're both tall, big targets. I'm just envisioning Lamar under distress. Also, I want to see Lamar throwing that fade. Go drop it in the breadbasket. Go down that sideline, which I feel like Lamar was trying to do more of. And he did with he did with D-Hop early in the season, and then it just disappeared. Why is it that so many people disappeared under Todd Monken? And you know I love Todd Monken, but why did so many stars disappear under him? All right. I think, yeah, I don't see any more updates on Jacobe Lane. So there you go. Those are the three picks from the Ravens. Ioane, Zion Young, who I seriously cannot believe was still there. Then this twist, I think everybody and their dogs thought that the EDC was going to go center. We'll see what happens there. We'll see who's still available, but we're going to call it a night after I get through some of these super chats with you guys. You guys have been amazing with me. I've been on. I cannot believe how long I did this. I feel like Bobby right now. I always told him I never did want to do these big mega casts, but here I am. I started at what? What time did we start, guys? 7:30? It's 10:41. 3 hours. 3 hours. Thank you to Femi Adebayo making it so that I wasn't solo the entire time. Nobody needs to hear my voice that much. Let's see here. Where do we leave off? Trevor, yeah, does Lane beat out Bate so that Tez can have an impact too? Let's go. Competition ramping up. Does Venga start day one? Absolutely, Derry. Absolutely. He is plug and play day one. No doubt about it. Absolutely. Barring injury or something. He's healthy. He's plug and play. The Sea King is back. He said, did we get Dunker yet? I think we know the answer to that. Rico says, Sarah, look up Lane's other one-handed catch for a touchdown. It's even better than the first one. Great pick, he says. Well, that's something I can look up tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to go searching for them. If they come up in my feed, I'd be happy to share it. But then I feel like it would just be too much dead time. But I will look that up and see if I can bring it in tomorrow. Okay, Trevor's back. He says, re-sign D-Hop and have him mentor Lane. I think that's still a possibility that they would get D-Hop. Kobe Pruitt says Smith Sr. called Lane he called it to Baltimore. He bullies people. I'm starting to see a trend with the type of player we're getting. Okay, another note to myself is I want to get Steve Smith's breakdown on Jacoby. Okay. And you guys want the other one-handed catch. So I'll try to bring that in tomorrow. Okay. I'm taking notes from you guys. You guys are giving me homework here. Matthew Klein says Lane is 6'4". Boykin, Bateman, Tez, all 6 foot, not the same. Boykin was taller than that. Boykin was definitely taller than that. Boykin, I want to say, was 6'3". Miles Boykin. Here he is. He was what? Were you right that he was 6 foot? Why aren't they showing it on ESPN? There's no way. Boykin was 6 foot flat? No, 6'4". There we go. Yeah, Miles Boykin, 6'4". That's according to the very trusted Wikipedia. Let me just make sure, because I trust PFR the most. But I remember covering him. PFR has him at 6'3". So he was 6'3" or 6'4". He was not 6 foot. Bateman, I think, is even 6'1". Yeah, but 6'4". I'd say he and Boykin were closer together in terms of like height. Dustin White says, I like the draft so far. I think Brazel was better than Lane. I also hope we take a chance on Lane's teammate, Eric Gentry. He's a 6'7" outside linebacker. Do we need any more outside linebackers, though? I don't know. With Green and Hendrickson and now Zion and Tavius Robinson. I don't know if you want like a vet, you could go get Clowney. I don't know that they need another one of those. There's other positions you got to address. Hello. Well, we already know center. They need tight ends. They definitely need tight ends. Inside linebacker, interior defensive line. It's a lot. It's a lot. Guys, I've run out of steam. I think it's time to go. I think we've made it through the end of the Ravens draft. I'd be shocked if they came back in and traded up. Maybe they could use all those 5th round picks and do that. I don't know. But I think I'm going to stick a pin into it because I have to do a lot of post-production show stuff. And I don't want to be up past midnight. I'm just being real with you. But I had a blast today. You guys are awesome. Everybody who left a super chat, Sherry with your 30 gifts of memberships. So happy to see so many new memberships here, whether you got it on your own or you were gifted it. Welcome to VAULTRON membership. Before you guys leave, if you could, man, I've got 4,300 of you with me live right now. Almost 3,500 of you from Twitter. The rest of you all from YouTube. I don't care where you're tuning in from. Thank you for being here. Although if you are on Twitter, please consider running over to YouTube, subscribing, and hitting the like button. That would help and support the channel so much, especially with these 3-hour mega casts that we've been doing 2 nights in a row. Plus the I was with you guys at noon today. Okay, as for tomorrow, I don't have a solid plan yet. Okay, my daughter's birthday is this weekend. As you know, I'm solo. I'm probably not going to be live throughout the draft. I can just tell you that now. I think what I might be doing is a live reaction once all the rounds are over. I think that's what is most likely because it's a Saturday. My kids have games all day. Bobby's not here. So that's probably what I'm going to be able to do. I'll be able to do a live with you tomorrow at the end of the draft. So what we'll do is we'll take all the picks 4 through 7, the gazillion 5th round picks that we have. 4 feels like a gazillion. And then I'll be back probably at the end of the draft, have my kids all settled. We will be doing a lot of soccer tomorrow. And then I'll be back with you guys. So if you can, meet me there. I can't tell you the exact time because I don't know what time the draft is going to end. It might be later in the evening, to be honest with you. It just depends on when we can finish up all these family activities. But I appreciate everybody's support. And just watch for your notifications. Turn on that notification bell so you know when I come on. I wish I could give you a better time than that, but it's going to be crazy. But I promise I will be back tomorrow. Until then, I hope you guys have a great night. Going to bed, feeling happy about Ioane, Zion Young, and now Jacobe Lane. EDC so far is in his bag. Tomorrow, he better address that center position and tight end. I'm sure he will. We will talk all about it here tomorrow on The Vault.